You're live.
Welcome back to the Kingdom of Yulon. Yes, I'm fucking live. God damn it, Gray. As usual, the start is scuffed. Welcome back. It has been too long, as usual. I might as well schedule this as a bi-weekly stream at this point. So yes, we are back in the in the continent of Yulon. We find our brave and questionable adventurers after
Dragon.
yes, after an interesting situation with more dragons than I planned for, and various orcs and interesting party dynamics. The group found themselves at the Fairy's Ring, a large tavern built, if not built, more grown inside of a giant oak tree here on the southwestern edge of Shining City's territory. Our adventurers awake, well, two of them awake, in their cozy beds. The smell of good food cooking down below, and the light chatter coming from the main hall of the Fairy's Ring. Symphony, Raxen, two are the first to awaken.
Wow. Oh. Oh man, I'm feeling kind of sore.
That was kind of a deep sleep. I wanted
Yeah,
to have been sleeping for a couple days.
Yeah, man. Got those bed rests. It's been almost a week. Oh, it's almost like we fought a dragon. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Where is everyone?
I think they're still sleeping.
Should we wake them up?
Let them have it.
Yeah. I mean,
Should we go get food?
yeah, I'll cook food.
Alright.
You make your way down to the main hall. There's a couple different groups of people sitting casually chatting. You see Trin Merrill, the barkeep, and her 5 barmaids cheerily going around, passing out food and drink to the various patrons. Good morning. Take a seat and we'll be with you in a moment if you like breakfast.
Okay.
One of them calls out to you.
Alright then.
Take a seat.
I would too. We'll just sit down and just wait.
You think they have fish here?
Hmm?
You think they have fish?
Freshly
Oh,
caught.
Ooh.
Nalis says as she quickly walks by your table en route to another. We got the river nearby, so we get lots of fish.
Oh. You have salmon.
I'll have to see exactly what we caught, but I'll let you know in just a minute.
Ooh.
And after a couple minutes, Nalis comes back. Yep, we've got some fresh caught salmon and trapped today. Like some of that, as well as what would you like to drink?
Just some water.
Yeah, water be fine.
Yeah.
And what would you like to eat? Says to Praxen.
Anything with meat will be fine.
Alrighty. Be back with that in just a minute.
Alright.
And as you're waiting for Praxton, Symphony, I'd like each of you to make me a perception check.
Alright, hold up. And so long I have to get you back to used to finding the layout.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Oh, fuck.
Perception check, hold on, where is it?
Beck.
Perception?
Your eyes
Oof.
flutter open as you wake back here in the Fairies' Ring, the tavern run by Eladrin, Shining territory.
Okay.
Symphony. You're not directly listening, necessarily to what the other guests are saying, but you distinctly hear the word plague said in hushed tones by one of the patrons at another table.
Somebody's gonna walk over and like sort of like lean on their table all casual, like, hey, do you guys mention plague?
Y'all are gonna have to give me a couple more minutes because this pizza is still frozen. Give me one moment.
Beck, your eyes flutter open, you look out at the world, and you decide 5 more minutes and go back to bed.
That worked.
I'll be right back.
Hi. Yeah, we did. There's an entire town been quarantined.
Ooh. And where is that by chance?
It's one of the villages in that dwarven territory just west of here. Right by the edge of the mountain. Says somebody came from north, and within days the entire village was absolutely just keeling over on itself. Paladins got it locked up tight.
Interesting. I'm doing laundry right now, so I can't think of a witty remark to a plague, but...
There's nothing to joke about.
It's just folding socks. How the fuck do I fold socks? Listen, it's laundry day and they just came out of the dryer and they're nice and warm.
Well, then you make a bed out of them. Is there anything else we can help you with? Or can we go back to our meal?
Nope, and Symphony walks away.
Symphony, you make your way back to your table, and Nahlis comes back out with two cups, a decanter of fresh, clear water, and 2 plates of sizzling fish.
Yes.
Yeesh.
Thank you.
Of course.
I guess we just...
her way around the tavern.
So they were talking about a plague. Want to check that out?
Oh, what?
Yeah, like a plague, like a disease.
Is that en route like we were going?
I don't know, it's to the west. Is that where we're going? I forget.
Can I make a history check to see if they can remember?
You know that you are going to the north. You are heading
Okay.
north towards the Assault Empire.
Okay,
However, the path does run, the main road does run through the Dwarven territory.
so we conceivably could, if we had to.
The only issue is that Symphony never asked where the town was,
Oh.
or asked them to point it out on a map for him. So all you know is that it's somewhere in this large territory that's almost like half the size of the entire southern wildlands.
I'd like to think that since Praxton never really since Praxton asked was asked about it, but I don't think Praxton knew about this knowledge ahead of time. So rather than ask up and like, do you know where it is, or it'd be more along like, wait till everyone's awake before we actually decide, like run it by them.
It's like asking, "Hey, where's Texas?" And you say, "Oh, somewhere in America."
But yeah,
Honestly,
Praxton will just say like, maybe wait till like everyone's awake and run it by them first.
Where's London? Oh, the southern half of England. That's a lot of area. Alrighty. Well, you guys finish up your meal, and it doesn't seem like the others have awoken yet.
Nom. Tasty food.
It is the most delectable fish that you
Mm.
That's a pretty high bar.
Beck finally stumbles downstairs. Tired
Yeah.
as hell.
Hello, Furball.
Shut up.
As a reminder, Beck can't speak.
But I feel like Praxton spent enough time with Beck that he can just tell what they're thinking just by their look.
Beck does like a middle paw.
Middle paw with a sleepy stink eye.
Yes.
So is that one word or one syllable? Except he's still trying to do charades.
Beck just kind of like just raises their middle finger paw higher in the air and does like a circle with it, as if casting a "fuck you" spell.
It's too bad that spell requires verbal components.
Do we have like any on-hand like menus near us?
There's no real menu. It's just kind of like ask the barkeep or one of the barmaids what's available.
Yeah, it's one of those. Is like you order what you like sort of thing. Like it's a Chinese restaurant. Of course you're gonna have spring rolls sort of thing.
More like here's what we caught / bought for the day, and this is what we're making. If you don't like it, you can eat somewhere else. Except that this place is in the middle.
Okay, so I guess Praxton will just look down at Beck and just you want breakfast?
Breakfast.
Breakfast?
Breakfast. Beck gives like a sleepy thumbs up.
Okay, and Praxton will hopefully call a barmaid over.
Salad.
Hi,
Or-
what can I do for you?
Yes, our little friend here would like breakfast.
Well, we've got fish and we've got salad.
I'll look at Beck. Which one of those interests you? Hold 1 up for fish, hold 2 up for salad.
2.
Sorry, they can't speak. Sorry, what was that?
They have a lot of social anxiety.
2.
Yeah, we'll take the salad.
Alrighty, be right back. Risks on light chaos of heaven.
Beck just kind of leans over and just like rests. They're like you know like how when dogs are like resting their chin on the table, like that.
They just rest their head on the table.
Yeah.
How,
And meanwhile, Coda will be eating her pizza.
so how did you sleep, Beck?
Just a thumbs up.
Alright.
As a reminder, you do have the money to like get your curse removed.
I'm aware. But I also need that money for like a bride piece. So
For the
my nut takes precedence.
That's Bow Wow.
I don't have a lot of gold on me right now, and it's probably gonna take all my gold to get my curse removed. And I need that gold to like possibly buy my nut back. The nut takes precedence.
That's Bow Wow.
Someone please quote that.
So, the barmaid comes back with your salad back. It's quite tasty, fresh. You guys eat your breakfast and are just kind of relaxing around the main hall. You don't think Broxigar or Ernest are gonna wake anytime soon. Beck, while you were passing in the hallway, you saw that Broxigar was awake, but he was appeared to be meditating in his room, or perhaps contemplating that weird metal that you guys found a while ago, and didn't really feel like bothering him. Ernest just passed out.
After that whole dragon incident, they deserve a nap.
Yeah.
Especially since they don't get to sleep that often. I'm not gonna take that away from them.
And best brought the guy because, I kinda just slaughtered one of his own. Like half one of his own kind, like right in front of him with my bear claws. So yeah, they probably need a moment. They probably just need a couple days to just like.
Wait, you have bear claws?
No. Shut up. Anyway.
Beck is gonna like sleepily eat their salad and just kind of write down on a spare like napkin or something. So what are we doing?
Apparently,
I heard about a plague.
A what?
Yeah, apparently,
a plague, like an outbreak of disease. That could be a fun day trip.
But would it be a smart one? I mean, Did they say anything about? Did they say anything whether about the?
Praxton, remember who you're asking this to.
Fair point.
Beck also writes down, why interested?
I don't know.
Are you bored?
Yeah. I mean, it feels like it's been like over a week since I got out of bed. I gotta do something.
Yeah, been a couple. Yeah. Well,
we're still on our way towards.
We're going north.
Yeah, we're still going north. How far away from our like final destination?
Well, it took you guys about a day to get here. You guys about a day to get this far.
Okay.
And you guys are trying to get up here.
Yeah.
Raccoon has entered the party.
I mean,
Thank you for the follow. Welcome.
That shouldn't be too hard. That's only like 105 feet.
So if nothing happens, 5 days?
I mean, I guess we conceivably could. Like, just give Brassica and Ernest the time they need to just rest, and we can just get this and probably earn some more cash.
What if we just rent a wagon and just drag them as we travel?
We could do that.
I don't think I really trust myself to be around Brassica, least of all when he's unconscious.
Listen, they're really heavy sleepers. Like, we could do anything and they wouldn't wake up.
You sure about that?
I don't know. Let's try.
Brassica is not actually asleep right now.
Oh.
Yeah, even more. So if he's in a meditative state, the last thing I should do of all people would be to be near him to potentially wake him up, even if on accident.
Symphony thinks for a moment and then goes upstairs to Ernest's room, and then you hear a loud banging.
Uh-oh.
Symphony, what are you doing? I'm trying to sleep for the first time in my life.
Symphony goes back downstairs. Now he woke up.
Beck just kind of gives Symphony just like a "what the fuck" expression.
Did Brassica go back to meditating or sleep? Oh wait, that Brassica or Ernest?
That was Ernest.
Oh, that was Ernest. Sorry, I kind of
Sorry, I can't do French.
Sacre bleu au revoir.
No!
Blue Symphony, you baguette, week time.
Someone clip that.
Kill me.
Someone clip that.
That's awful.
No one clip that. Nick,
Okay.
I'm clipping it.
in chat. You're not allowed to clip that.
Anyway,
I'm gonna clip that.
so what do you want to do? I practically say, looking to. Well, I know what Symphony wants to do. Like, what do you want to do?
Beck, who's slowly waking up and just kind of. Not really, like. Just same old Symphony, just kind of like that feeling. He just like kind of like shrugs and just gestures towards like Symphony, as in like whatever they want, I guess.
It would waste some time. It would probably earn us some more cash.
Let's not die though. I don't want to die of smallpox.
That too, yeah.
So cute.
What? What?
Don't worry about it.
Alright.
Is it possible we can actually learn more about this plague from the dwarves? Oh wait, are they dwarves or just people from that area? Like people that just came from that area? Or just
Yeah, it's
heard
a couple
about?
of dwarves.
Okay. Perhaps I'm gonna go over and see if I can ask more about the situation.
Go
yes,
over right
excuse
as
me.
like one of them is like in the middle of about to take a bite. He just looks over, is like, "Can I help you?"
Yes. My friend over there apparently overheard you talking about a plague situation.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can know more about that.
Well, a town near here. Long story short, someone came down from the north. Probably. God, Jesus fucking Christ, we go over this every stream.
What did you redeem?
No, I
He
tried
posted
to post.
a link in my chat.
Oh,
Like it wasn't
was-
gonna get it.
Why do you do
bots.
this?
I have a Discord for a reason.
I am small brain and I forget.
Small cat boy.
I just
Anyway.
see two quick messages like I know exactly what happened. Anyway, where was I?
it's in a small area near here.
Yeah, traveler came down from the north, and within 2 days of him entering the town, whole place is all, well, infected.
Do you know where specifically this town is?
Oh, yeah, of course. Got a map?
Do I have a map? Hold on. Hold on, let me see.
The party
I-
in general does have a map.
Okay, I take out my map. Yes, I do.
It's right around here.
Alright.
Ping
Do you
that
know
in,
it-
please.
Do you know anything about the plague itself, or is it basically just the fact that the old town just came down with it?
Oh, there it is.
I don't know what kind of sickness it is, and paladins aren't letting anyone near the place anymore. It's all quarantined.
Ah, and there's Brock Cigar.
Alright, thank you for your time. I'm sorry for disrupting your eating. I walk back to the table.
And Rock Cigar, you had been contemplating this odd bar of metal that you guys had gotten a while ago when your stomach got the better of you and you decided to head down to the main hall to get some food. In the midst of which you overhear Praxin talking to a dwarf about a possible quarantined town nearby. Sorry guys, I'm adjusting the feed because I noticed it was blocking chat.
You're all good.
You should download SterioBot. It's really helpful.
Message me about that later.
Okay.
But yes, Beck, Praxin, and Symphony are all sitting at a table, finishing up their breakfast and chatting about some town nearby.
Okie dokie.
Mick just starts like waving at Brexbar. Hello.
Good morning. So, what's this about a quarantined town?
Apparently, Symphony overheard from the drawer that apparently a nearby town got quarantined and came down with the plague and was quarantined, and that apparently piqued his interest.
Okay. Are you interested in checking that out? That sounds like a bad idea. I don't want to get the plague.
I just told him just wait until everyone else comes down and ask them. But just in case, I was asking where it was.
Beck kind of like looks over. Like, did the dwarf like mark the map or something?
He pointed to it, yeah. So Prax can point it out to everybody else.
Okay.
Where this little blue X is.
Beck will like write down on like the now scribbled up napkin. It's just like it's on the way, and then like points at the map.
Yeah, but just because it's on the way doesn't mean it's a smart decision to go towards, a plague-infected town. I'm just mainly have it there so we know where it is, so we can decide what we do then, once everyone has a say.
Yeah.
Beck just kind of shrugs and like with a little bit of space on the napkin left. It's on the main road.
I mean, that doesn't mean we can't bypass it.
Sorry, I'm eating my pizza.
Yeah, I'm eating too.
Nope. Running out of room on the napkin is just like kind of like scrolling through their pockets, just trying to find some paper or something.
Symphony hands back another napkin.
Right.
What are your thoughts on this, Symphony?
I think it could be a fun road stop. You could pass by a town, see that we were there, see that we survived the plague, and then just keep going like nothing happened.
Well, if the town is quarantined, I don't know if we'll be allowed to leave if we enter it.
Even
That's
if we
my
couldn't,
biggest
like,
concern.
If we could enter it at all.
Yeah.
What if Beck's nuts in there?
Well, I mean, eventually the plague will be gone, so we'll come back then.
Hey, Kay.
Yes.
I have a very important question for you.
Shoot.
Where can I get a book on sign language? Like, I know that's very specific, and it'll probably be like only in like a major town area, but like,
You could get something like that in any town. I would have to look up and see about the rules for learning another language.
yeah.
I'd cut the time down because it's an offshoot of Common, but
There's no official rules about learning another language, but there's like optional DMG rules about like spending downtime to learn like a new proficiency, whether it's a language or a skill or something like that.
yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Yeah. I was like one thing, like, sorry for like the tangent, but I was like thinking an easier way to communicate other than just like writing stuff down, because I have to shorten down what I actually want to say on a piece of paper. And also just like, as a rogue, sign language would be really helpful for stealth.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say that. Now, granted, I'd personally say that Thieves' Cant comes in its own form of sign language, but then that would require the rest of the party to know Thieves' Cant. So
Yeah, fair enough.
Which they can't unless you become rogues.
Yeah. I've always thought Thieves' Cant was more like a series of euphemisms that like thieves or criminals would use to mean something else.
It is,
Yeah.
in my personal viewpoint of it, it is a mix of three things. 1, euphemisms. 2, signs so that you can easily communicate without even someone knowing that you're communicating with someone else, and 3 symbols, kind of like how the Thieves Guild in Skyrim marks locations.
Yeah.
I'd say those are runes of thieves' cant kind of thing.
Okay.
Where it's a symbol that means something that that no one else would necessarily understand when they look at it, which is technically a physical euphemism.
We can talk more about this later, but it's just like something I
Yeah.
thought of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But if it,
It would
yeah,
be an
if
interesting way, like during like a stealth situation, like if, say, me and Praxton both know sign language, like in a stealth situation, people communicate with each other.
yeah.
Yo, what about there's like options to take get telepathy too.
Yeah, there's a feat for that.
Yeah.
Wait, you can take
I
a feat
already
and
leveled
get
up, though.
telepathy?
Yes.
What feat is that?
Hold on. Maybe
I think it's just called telepath.
I
pull
think
it
so
up.
too. Yeah, I'm level 4. I'm not gonna be able to get that until like.
Yeah, there's like Tasha's Cauldron of Everything adds telekinetic and telepathic as just feats.
Huh.
Granted, telekinetic is just
Should have taken that.
get the mage hand. That
Mage hand
use
is
that
real good though.
right, but it's like looking
Spending
at it
a
on the
feat on
surface,
that?
you wouldn't take an entire feat just to get a cantrip. However, then you can technically use this mage hand to act upon another creature, let's say in combat. And then telepathic gives you telepathy, and the detect thoughts spell.
That was just a thought I had. We can continue now. Sorry for the tangent.
We're
You're all
on
good, buddy?
downtime and- probably good.
What's up?
All right. So are we going here or no?
I'd rather not, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
Beck just kind of shrugs, as they do.
Okay,
Ooh,
show of hands. Ooh, fuck. Who wants to go to the town?
Beck raises their paw.
Symphony raises their hand.
And who doesn't?
Beck also raises their paw.
I guess
Symphony also raises his hand.
Praktikar will raise his hand.
Praxton raises his hand.
I guess we're not going.
2 to 4.
Symphony and Beck just has like chaotic sibling energy.
You guys are both chaotic idiots.
Exactly. No wonder our party gets along.
Yeah, let's just totally ignore that orc and dragon incident that happened last week.
Ooh.
Yeah. Too soon?
Too
Nah,
soon.
it's been a few weeks.
Wasn't that like 2 days ago, canonically?
In game, yes.
Yeah, in game it was yesterday.
Bruh.
But for us,
Bruh.
it's fine. I hope. Is it? Okay.
Ernest comes stumbling down the stairs and just sits at the table. Good morning, guys.
Morning, Ernest.
You sound
Morning.
different.
Shut the I can't do French.
I can't be French.
We baguette.
I'm so sorry, Drex.
I'm not.
Shall we go onwards, my friends? To
Onward.
danger and beyond.
Beck says in her head.
Why are you standing up all triumphantly like that, Beck?
You know what I mean!
What did I do? Why are you pointing at me?
Beck just kind of like drops her hand and is just like, fine.
Beck, you were really
Coda,
bad at
Sang,
charades.
let's go!
Alright.
Yeah, let's head out.
Alright
Yeah.
then.
Alright, who's playing the tab?
How much does it cost?
Let's see. Meals for 5 people, drinks, beds for the night. 4 gold.
Or go. I can take it.
Alrighty. Come again.
Alright, 4 gold.
And you
alright.
guys make your way back out into the world. Now, are you guys going to take the road, or are you going to go through the wilderness?
Try and avoid the town. We should probably go through the wilderness, right?
Yeah.
Probably for the best, yeah.
Okie
Alright.
dokie.
I mean, we got a ranger. What could possibly go wrong?
We
God
do.
damn it.
This is your thing, right?
Wilderness is my thing. I was raised through the wilderness. I could probably help out a bit more.
Molded by it.
I
It's the
bet-
like
I
the
bet he was
civilization
born
was
for
already
free.
had.
I bet you came out of a tree.
Didn't you come out of a tree? You're a squirrel.
I'm a hypocrite.
We're aware.
You didn't know this? I'm a
I
raging
did.
hypocrite. Let's go. Also, wait a minute.
Alright.
No, I'm not. I'm a city squirrel. Fuck you.
I don't know. I don't know where you were born.
There might be city trees. I don't know.
I was
I'm
born
pretty sure
on a
city
road.
squirrels are just rats.
Yeah,
I,
they're just
I like sprouted from the roof tiles of a major city. Just like from between the shingles, a baby
No,
squirrel
you're-
was born.
No, you're born a tree in a city park.
Probably what Beck's parents told them before they left. We didn't have you. You're from those shingles over there.
I was born
We
on
city,
those
we city
shingles.
squirrels are
molded
coming
by
from
them.
between the broken shingles of houses.
didn't see the light of nature until I was already a woman.
I hate it. I hate this. I hate this so much. Please move on before I dig myself a deeper hole.
So, Praxin,
Yep.
make me a nature or survival check, whichever you wish. And what's your favorite terrain again?
I think we're.
Did I write that down? I feel like I wrote that down somewhere.
I hope you wrote it down somewhere.
Give me a sec. Forest.
Unfortunately, you do not get advantage as you are in plains.
Damn. Alright then. Right. I have higher
I mean,
in...
What are plains if not a forest with a buzz cut?
No.
Okay then. Who's ready for a low roll? I called it.
7 already. You guys are making your way through, across the land. It's pretty hard to get lost, so you guys are still making your way north. Praxton, roll me a D100.
Oh boy. Okay. Alright. How do I do that again? Is that R/100? How do I roll?
If you hover your mouse over to the left, where you'll see like a symbol of a D20, then you can do custom rolls from there.
Oh, D100? 24. What curse
We're
has
gonna
befallen? What curse has befallen me?
Let's see.
I think it's my turn to get cursed. Alright, bring it on. What you got?
What's everybody's passive perception?
12?
14.
I think mine is like 15.
That's a net 1. Uh-oh.
That's a nat 1 on a D10, though.
I don't care. The nat one is scary.
Yeah, but Kay rolled it, so it's probably good for us.
Are you sure about that?
I'm gonna be hopeful.
Here comes the
Oh,
Tarrasque.
passive wisdom 14. And before that was
Oh
Ernest.
no, there it comes.
The silence speaks volumes.
So
Oh,
you
Lord.
back.
Oh.
You all are traveling on these plains when Broxigar, you hear an odd. It's strange at first, and you don't really recognize it. As it gets closer, though, it's a distinct vibrating.
Like, does it sound like rapid wing beats, like a bug?
Yes,
Ah, shit.
like a lot
Oh,
of
no.
them.
Ah, shit.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Like 1 from a 1d10?
Like that was the creature that I rolled for with the 1d10.
Yikes. Heads up, we got bogeys incoming.
What?
While I'm preparing the encounter, everybody may add one feature to the landscape
Oh boy.
within reason. That's at you, Symphony.
I'm going to add fire everywhere.
I'm going to add 1 Tarrasque.
No.
Okay, go right ahead. You want there to be a Tarrasque? Alright, there is.
Well, it's time for us to die. Your worst nightmare's a Tarrasque?
So many
Reasonable.
things are my worst nightmare. Leave me
Oh.
alone.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
what? Wait, what's your worst nightmare?
So many things.
There's so
What's
many
this one?
nastier things than a Tarrasque. Oh boy, you don't even know yet.
Okay, what do I add to the over? Hey, where am I? Oh wait, hold up. I know why.
I'm just drawing. I'm adding grass.
Hold on. Send it. Did that
Oh
one thing.
man.
Okay, so I guess I'll add like a little rock hill over here. It's piss green. I don't, is that green or yellow? I don't know anymore. Damn it,
Colorblind, I know.
Light colorblind. Yeah.
Are you?
It's light colorblind. Red green colorblind.
Excuse me.
So
What
it's a
is,
bit-
what is happening? What are you
What is
doing?
that?
It's a big pond.
It's just,
Oh,
I don't know how the circle turtle works.
This is a little
my
rock
God.
hill.
so we can add anything we want to the map within reason.
Yes.
The pond is happy.
Oh no, that's not what I want.
There we go. A little rock hill. Oh joy.
Enjoy your day.
There's a guy here fishing.
A guy?
There's a guy. He's fishing.
Hold on, stop drawing it.
Oh
There
man.
we go.
Wait, move him over. Make him his head.
Unfortunately, he snaps to the grid, so I can't.
Here, try that.
I will add like a
Close
couple,
enough.
like
There we
really
go.
small.
There we go.
I'm adding like a couple small trees, just kind of like dotted around. They're not really that big.
Tiny shrub.
There's a guy fishing. Good luck, guy.
What a happy little guy. He won't be happy for much longer.
He just has a really big head.
Yeah.
Insert Wilhelm scream.
It's the guy. His head is that big because he's a giant. There's a giant fishing in this pond. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy. That's probably a mistake, but we'll see how it goes.
Alright, I have added like a couple like not very big trees. They're like not really sapling. You know, like the
Angel,
What's
roll me a
that?
d5.
what?
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh. Just a couple like thin, just like thin trees. You can't climb them. I mean, probably I could, but like.
2.
Oh, fun.
Oh no.
Just some trees.
It's never fun when you say it's fun.
It's a fire giant.
Uh-huh.
Fire
Is it?
giant.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's ironic. A fire giant fishing.
Indeed. What is
At
he
least he
fishing
can
for,
cook
I
his
wonder?
fish.
He's fishing for a Tarask.
Don't do that while I'm drinking. Don't make me laugh. Stop it.
No.
That's so great when you get good to yourselves.
Don't scare me like this.
Everybody, roll for initiative!
Okay.
Let me pull up the fight music.
Alright, hold on. Gotta select my. Wait, no. That...
No, that felt good.
You wanted to send the results of this roll to the contractor, but no valid token selected. Should I roll again or is that still good?
I rolled a nat 1, baby.
Angel.
First roll of the night.
Oh wait, I have to do it again. Sorry, hold up. Neat. There we go. I probably did it. Battle music. Okay. Oh. Fun. I'm directly before them. Okay, alright. Alright. I got to not die.
Symphony, you guys are, just casually walking along. It's been a beautiful day. And suddenly you just hear Broxigar say, "You got it coming." And over a slight rise, you see an absolute swarm of insects coming.
What do these look like? What is that?
Ah!
Are those locusts?
I think so.
Do those have people faces?
I don't think so.
I hope not. No.
Pretty sure this is the stock image for Swarm of Insects in the book.
Hold on.
That
As
is,
an action, I would like to use Channel Divinity, because why not, I guess.
yeah, that's a locust. I just looked up what a locust was and I regret everything.
So, what are you using it on?
The Locusts.
A oddly familiar voice that you've never heard before whispers in your ear, and you learn the information for these creatures.
Those are people heads. That's so fucking weird.
Sure.
Yeah, I found the image. I blew it up. Those are people heads.
I hate that.
Locust sim.
What the fuck?
Yo, I
Okay.
really wish I had Firebolt right now. God damn it.
Oh yeah, no spells.
Oh wait, I have
I
fire.
can't do spells.
That's it? Just the actions and the traits?
Click on character sheet.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
That's under bio and info. You should be able to click on character sheet and you'll see its whole sheet.
All I see is traits and actions along with its token.
What the heck? I put it in your journal. Do I have to... There we go. Right now.
Oh, now I see it. Okay. Hey guys, hit it with fire. You know, the insects.
I do well, and then back in wait, I have fire breath. I can finally use it.
Oh, and
Okay.
don't hit it with weapons. It can resist those, I think. Hey guys, what does resistance mean?
What?
I imagine it means it does. It's like resistant to it,
I'm
right?
so
Do you know what
deeply
resistant
upset.
means?
I don't know. I never went to primary school.
So,
Neither did I.
Head in
I was
hands.
hoping you had this answer.
so wait. I was just hit it with fire, but what else do we also have to hit it with?
Don't hit it with bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. It has resistance to those.
That's all I have.
I've got
Yeah,
oh.
one damage type.
I only got. So wait, we can't hit him with piercing.
You can, but it'll be resistant.
What about slashing?
Yes.
Is slashing resisted too, or can I? Or is that not?
Yeah. It resists all three normal.
Yeah, I only have. So basically, all I have for me is fire breath.
Well,
because-
that's good enough.
A lot of the other stuff I have either card piercing damage or my claws,
Okay.
which is claws slashing.
Alright.
And yes, this would be a smart idea to slash at a huge swarm of locusts. That would do the job.
Symphony. What else would you like to do?
As a bonus action, I will shield the faith onto Broxigar.
Barkscar,
plus
you
two.
have a +2 to your AC.
Hell yeah.
And then I'll be it.
Alrighty. Prexen.
Oh
You
boy.
now see the swarm coming towards you all.
Here's the thing, I don't remember like how far my fire breath is going, even though I only have one shot with the fire breath, because once I use it, I can't use it until after I use the short. I have like a long rest or the short rest.
I
Does
think
it
it's
fire?
like
Does
the-
it fire in a cone or line?
It's a 15-foot cone.
Yeah, it's a 15.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Just wait for all of them to get close.
Yeah, I kind of have no choice but to like wait and actually really do damage to them. So
I
I
mean, run
could.
forward.
I mean, it'll hurt a lot. Hopefully.
Just
Yeah.
run forward and just wail on them.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they're resistant, just damage, like hitting them and like damaging them does something, even if
Okay.
it's not as much.
But can I get in close enough to actually for to hit some of them?
Do you have feline and agility?
No.
Okay.
I take more from the Dragonborn. I take from the Dragonborn stat block.
Ah, fair enough. If you had feline agility, you can move double your
Hold on, let
speed.
me think again.
Alright, what you gonna do?
15%. Hold on. And I only have like what 30 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 30 feet, 30 speed. If I hit there, it's
What's your subclass?
Hunter.
Okay.
I could just like I could just like stay from the distance, cast Hunter's Mark, and then just wail arrows. Despite they might do little damage, I could at least try and trip them.
Any damage is good damage.
Yeah, any damage. Yeah, I'll cast Hunter's Mark on jeez. This one, I guess the front one right here, the front line of Locust. Yeah, that one.
Alrighty, it has been hunter's marked.
And then I'll fire at it with my longbow.
Alrighty, make me an attack roll.
Wow.
At 20. That's pretty damn good.
That is
Roll
pretty
your
damn good.
Damage. And remember,
So,
your hunter's mark I'm gonna say your hunter's mark damage gets doubled as well.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Oh wait, so you have to roll for damage now?
Ooh.
Or pierce. Huh. I mean, they resisted though, but now Hunter's Marks are like, what does that do?
Your hunter's mark should do a d6 and extra damage, so roll 2d6 for it.
Roll 2d6?
Yes, because you're crit.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Alrighty. Your arrow, as it's firing towards this swarm of locusts, it shouldn't, like, it would most likely miss a bunch of them, but it makes little course corrections as it goes along the way and unerringly splits a couple of, almost half of the locusts in this particular swarm in half.
Nice.
As the magic of your hunter's mark
Yay!
guides your strike.
Nice. And I think I'll end my turn there. I'm letting them all come to me, so I can just burn them alive.
The fire giant over there is like, can you guys stop disturbing the fish?
Oh, they're on their way. Here they come.
You know, it just occurred to me that it could have been a situation where if we just did nothing. Oh wait, no, we're in a battle. Never mind. I was gonna say if we did nothing, they probably could have passed over us. But not. We're in a battle, so no.
They're locusts.
They have a blood.
You say it like I know D&D.
These two guys are on the same spot.
Why are they long?
Because they were underneath this freaking thing. Yeah, they keep going underneath. This one keeps going underneath. Hold on. Why is he to front? There we go. Alright, the swarm is moving. The fire giant casually just, while still holding on to his fishing rod with one hand, swings his great sword at this group of insects, and they go up in flames as they die.
My God.
Well, that's less to worry about.
Then he goes back to fishing. Beck,
Okay,
it
yeah,
is your
so
turn.
So I have decided to get a little creative.
Ooh.
Let's hope that this works. I would like to. I can't scroll.
Did you just say I can't squirrel?
No, I can't scroll on my character sheet. I am going to where'd he go? Where the fuck did it go? I was looking right at it. Where'd it go? Basically, like, light a torch. Where is it?
Okay.
I know I have it here somewhere.
I'm pretty sure it's like an adventure pack, maybe.
I know I have a torch, I just can't find it because my eyes are being weird. But I wish to light torch and use that as a weapon. It's fire. It won't do a lot of damage, but
Wait, yeah, I don't actually see a torch in your inventory.
why are there no torches? Oh, I have candles.
You have candles and a hooded lantern. Unfortunately, you don't actually have a torch.
Why don't I have torches?
Do you have candles?
I have candles.
I've got torches. It's just not in my like. I don't have everything on my Roll20 character sheet, if I'm being honest. Because it's a lot of effort to add that many items
Oh,
from the starting equipment.
fair enough. I have the burglar's pack, my bad.
Yeah.
Here's another idea. What if I, of course, lit a candle and used that to light arrows on fire? Like the wood of the arrow?
Okay, so unfortunately, that in particular is going to be a no from me.
Damn it!
In the future, if you wish to, you can prepare fire arrows.
Fair
But
enough.
that's not something that you can just do
Damn
to
it.
light an arrow shaft on fire and expect it to work.
Because
Fair
it's not built for fire, so it'll probably just burn up immediately. Or like burn up
Fire
before you
takes
even.
a while. I'm just saying.
I mean, if you want me to go into the physics of it, I will, but...
Nah, you don't need to do that.
So unfortunately, that is a no.
Now here's another idea.
Yes.
Now I have a flask of oil.
Yeah.
Could I put oil on my rapier and light that on fire?
Absolutely.
I want to do that.
Buy a
Go
sword.
ahead. Make me a survival. Nah, you can just dip it. Yeah, you light up your sword, and I'll say for the next 5 rounds,
Fine by me.
you can add a d4 of fire damage to your sword blade.
Yes. All right. And I assume that takes my action,
Yes.
so I'm just gonna just run forward. In a silent scream no one can hear.
Fire aspect 2.
I have casted fire aspect. And that'll be... I guess that'll be my turn, because I don't think I can go very far.
Indeed. Sorry if I'm a bit
Yeah, I
distracted.
can only
I'm
go
looking
that
for
far.
something.
Alright, I have my turn.
Roxigar.
Yes. Okay. I will move here. And as a bonus action, I will release my shield, my animated shield. So that's protecting me. And then I will take the dodge action.
Alrighty. Back at the
That's
top
my turn.
is Symphony.
Alright. I would like to cast. You know what, we'll just fire a light cross at this one.
That one, a 15 absolutely hits. And your arrow strikes a couple of these insects, or your bolt strikes a couple of these insects. Although many of them are able to, if not dodge out of the way, simply the force of the wind moves them out of the way of your bolt. Fortunately, not doing its full effect.
Yep. No, just put the crossbow away. And end my turn.
Raxin is your turn.
Okay, hold up, let me do something.
Also, who drew the smiley face?
That was me.
Okay. I will move over here, just so I won't accidentally hit anyone. Just to be safe. And again, targeting the swarm with Hunter's Mark, I will take aim and fire with my longbow.
Absolutely.
Here comes the bad roll. Wait, did I? Oh wait, no, sorry. Let's do an edited mode. Sorry, I think I'm still somehow in edit mode for like these things. I don't know why. And I can. Yeah. Okay, for some reason I'm having trouble actually. Oh, wait, no, that's in my. Oh, that's why it's in my. Not in my. It's not in my tabs. I was clicking the one in my equipment, so duh, it wasn't working.
Ah, yes.
Oh wow.
Oh!
25 absolutely hits.
Alright, and that.
Unfortunately, since you don't have advantage, you don't get that crit. But
Okay. And now I for damage.
we'll ignore that. We'll ignore that one. So it's 8, and then roll your Hunter's Mark damage.
Wait, the 2d6 or roll 100?
It's just 1d6 because you didn't actually crit on this roll.
Okay, cool. 1d6.
Hey! That's pretty good.
All right, your arrow once again finding its way to more bugs than it could. This particular swarm is looking fairly depleted.
Nice. And now end my turn.
Alrighty. insects.
Boy, I'm throwing the fish here. Uh-oh.
Here they come.
Oh, sweet. I'm in range to use my fire breath.
And the bugs.
Yes.
Tasty.
Beck, you are assailed by large locusts, each around the size of your hand. They all swarm on you and begin biting. Do a 17 and a 14 hit.
They both hit.
Oh.
You're
Munchity crunchity.
gonna take 14 piercing damage as they begin launching.
Look on the bright side. I weakened one swarm for you.
I'm not doing well.
And the fire giants. Oh yeah.
They all die.
You're welcome, guys.
Nice.
Two more groups of insects are gone.
But one remains.
Beck, you are being munched on.
I am being launched on, and I don't appreciate it.
You did not.
On the bets.
You did not consent to this munching.
You do notice that the swarm that came at this particular swarm that came at you looks to only be made up of 3 or 4 insects left.
Okay. I'm gonna hit that one.
All right.
Oh, you want me to not do that?
I mean, you could easily, like, stop that one from attacking you next turn. Right? Am I wrong?
I'm not doing very well health-wise.
So,
I pretend I do not see it.
so why would you not take out the easier target? So that's one less hit you have to take.
Okay,
right?
okay.
I'm just-
You
I
realize-
told you I weakened it for you.
I'm sorry. 12.
12 just hits.
4 piercing and 1 fire.
The fire does burn deeply. However, there is a single insect left alive.
And as like I'm taking the cunning action and I'm gonna disengage.
Okay.
Bonus action disengage.
You just gonna run from the battlefield?
Yeet.
Beck, you like frantically like swat bugs off of yourself as you run back towards the party's line.
I'm just
Like waving their sword all over the place.
I'm just imagining like there's just like this one lone bug on your back.
They scream for no one can hear.
Roxagar, it is your turn.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack the hurt one.
Yep. You absolutely cleave this last insect in twain.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's it for my turn. I got no bonus actions I can do.
You don't have. Oh no, that's 5th level. You get extra attack. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, don't have that yet.
Symphony.
Okay, bonus action, I'm gonna heal Beck with Healing Word. Take 8 healing damage.
Oh, that's spicy.
And then I'll cast Toll of the Dead on this guy.
Alrighty, and he has been hit already. So let's see. A wisdom saving throw. That absolutely fails. He will take 7 necrotic damage.
Wait, has it already been hurt?
Yes.
Oh, if it's already been hurt, then it takes 1d12.
Yeah, roll me that d12 then.
4.
Alright, he'll take 4 necrotic damage. You see a couple of bugs just fall to the ground dead and turning to dust at the sound of Symphony's mysterious bell. Praxin.
Okay. First off, I will move over. I will move over here, where they're all in like a relative line. Wait, how does the cone hit? Hold on, I need to look at this. So the cone is like a 15 square, so it goes as far as like the second one here. Like it's only between these two. Not nearly a big. Yeah. That other one's like slightly out of frame. And even that one is like, okay.
You can hit all 3 of them.
Oh, I can? Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna just try and just limit their forces even more, and then use my fire breath.
Is your fire breath a bonus action or an action?
It's an attack, so I'm guessing an action.
Do you want to move your hunter's mark before it disappears?
Yes, I'll move the hunter's mark to the farthest one. The one that's like at the very edge, at the very end of the cone. That one, yep. And I shall roll for the fire breath. Watch it fail.
So they have to make DC 12 dex saves. Alright, from left to right.
Damn.
The
Okay,
one in the
so
back is the only one that saves, but that's still only half damage.
Alright.
This one dies.
Yay!
This one dies.
Yay!
And roll the hunter's mark damage. Or no, that's for weapon attacks, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. Yep.
And
Wait, hold on. Let me check.
Yeah,
Hold on.
check the details on that for me.
Hunter's mark. Where's that hunter's mark? Strength. No, we're not doing that. Where is it? Wait, where is it? Oh, that's in spells, probably.
Yeah, it's a weapon attack. Oh well.
Damn. Oh well. It
But-
got some damage off. That's all that matters.
But isn't this a breath weapon?
No.
Not really, no. Not really something you can wield.
But this
Your mouth
farther
does.
group of insects has also lost more than half of its swarm.
And that's all I nearly need. I got jump damage off. I took out 2 big ones. One of them's been halved. I shall end my turn there, feeling rather proud. Because I finally got to use the damn thing.
Alrighty. The insects.
Yeah, come at me, bitch.
Alright, Broxigar, Praxin, you guys are each being attacked.
Alright.
Hell yeah.
21 against Broxigar and a 9 against Praxin.
9
Wow, 21 does hit. Damn.
9 does not hit.
Broxigar, you're gonna take 14 piercing damage.
Oh boy.
That was almost a maximum damage roll. God. As these insects all swarm, making their way past your armor and biting.
Oof.
I hate that.
Oh, I don't like the image of that.
CR1 half, still terrifying.
You could say that swarm is bugging you.
Stop it!
That's just low-hanging fruit.
The fire giant is going to lazily destroy this last group of insects. He's then going to look over at all of the fun that you guys are having.
Up.
Fucking rock!
And throws a boulder
Wait,
What?
what?
at this group of insects right here,
Yeah, yeet!
Yeet.
crushing them.
How big is that boulder?
Thank you.
I'll look over, just like thumbs up. Thanks, my dude.
He is already back to fishing.
You know what? You know what? Good for you. You deserve that.
Guys, I think we just found God.
Beck, it is now your turn.
Oh boy, oh lordy. I guess I'm just gonna help Roxigar and just
Stretch check.
Oh, stretch. Alrighty. A 22 absolutely hits.
Would this be sneak attack? Because they're flanking?
You do get sneak attack damage, yes.
Fuck yeah! Max
Oh, shit.
damage!
Oh my god.
Alrighty, you swing your sword through all of these insects and destroy them. There's only a few left.
Come on, Broxigar!
Roxiar, there are
Oh, it's
three
my turn.
Yes, there are 3 insects still assailing you.
Does a 10 hit?
Fortunately not. They seem to be well, still inside of your armor biting you.
Why do I always
Oh,
roll
that's
so
terrible.
low for my fucking attacks? What the heck, man?
You rolled like
Bad
you
luck.
rolled a 20 last turn.
Yeah, okay, last turn. I'm pretty sure in the last combat we had, I attacked like 5 times and I landed 1 of them.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Yeah, but you did get a good hit on that dragon.
Bruh. Okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna pop with action surge. I'll take another hit. Fuck this thing.
Symphony, it's your turn.
Alright,
Symphony, help me.
with the power of more cowbell, I shall hit the locusts.
With the power of cowbell.
They fail, and these insects fall to dust.
Yay!
Inside of
Please heal
Roxkar's
me.
armor.
Ugh.
So would it be like sand?
Broxigar, there's now sand and dust inside of your armor. It's itchy.
Roxgar takes off his armor at the end of the day, there's like 6 wings just fall out.
Hey, that's dinner.
That's protein.
Now question. Now you want to hear something awful? What if the faces remain?
Oh yeah, because they've got human faces for some fucking reason.
Just like the wings and the faces are the only thing remaining.
Ugh.
Alright,
Anyway,
anything
move on.
else from you, Symphony?
Nah.
Heal me!
I already healed you.
What do you mean?
He healed you for 8 health last turn. That was the maximum he could have done with his healing word.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that one.
He said it out loud, and I was like, dang, that's a spicy healing.
I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I hit you for 8 healing damage.
Okay,
Coda
I'm
over
sorry.
here. Heal me, but also when gets healed, what?
I need healing.
I need healing.
I am the Genji.
Thought you were
am
back.
Genji.
Beck,
Beck
no,
G.
Beck, no, Beck isn't a Genji. Beck is a Hanzo main. Let's be real.
What do you mean a Hanzo main?
Hanzo main
Goddamn.
derogatory.
Anyway,
Let's move on.
Praxin.
I take my short sword and I swing at the last remaining swarm.
Make me your attack roll.
Damn.
Ooh. I see.
Hot damn.
And
You kill them.
nice. Well, that went well.
Alrighty. Let's see. You all gain 500 experience points.
Oh yeah. I forgot we were
Hell
doing experience.
yeah.
500, so that's nice.
Symphony walks over to Beck and points at the rapier. with all the bugs on them, you can eat those.
And Beck just kind of like looks at Symphony, looks at the bugs, looks at Symphony again, and just like rapidly shakes her head no.
Crunch.
It's just like Beck just like throws the flaming rapier at Symphony. Take it.
Wait, it's still on fire?
It's still on fire.
For another like 18 or so seconds. Yes.
Medium rare.
Here, it's cooked for you. Take it.
Small one.
Oh.
Thank you.
We're sorry to have bothered your fishing.
Not at all. More bait.
Fair point.
Well, good luck with your fishing. We appreciate the help.
Stick around, he says as the muscles in his arms begin to bulge. It's time for a show.
Huh?
What kind of show?
What? What?
The fire giant rears back, pulling up this gigantic fish with a very long neck. Everybody roll new initiative.
Oh god damn it.
It's the big
Fine.
one.
9. Oh god damn, I need to select my character again.
Beck just like quickly grabs the sword back from Symphony.
6. Fun.
Roll so well for initiative.
Yay, I'm last. No, I'm not last. I'm before the fish. Fun. Oh, it's the dino.
I win.
Yes.
What's the dog doing?
What's the dog doing?
What the fish doing?
Beck, a massive sea creature has just been pulled from this tiny lake. Well, not even a lake, a pond.
Just like Beck, yeah, just like Beck is just kind of like staring at Symphony for like the comment earlier about the wings. Here's a splash behind them. Quickly grabs their sword back, turns around, sees the fish, and just like goes, nope. Drops sword and aims arrow. It's just like, hell no! I need an arrow for this.
Big fish.
Oh god.
Why are you rolling your hit die?
I don't know.
A 20 will absolutely hit to the plesiosaur.
6 piercing.
All right, your arrow thunks into the plesiosaur's side. It looks very small.
I heal my. I hand my turn.
Are we just
Did
seeing
you
Beck
just say heal me?
Yes.
Are we just seeing Beck just like
Beck doesn't say anything. Beck is mute.
yeah?
I just like mouth. I just kind of like look back up to Symphony and just mouth heal me.
we just see Beck just like slowly just turn to a ball on the floor and just
Big.
contemplate life.
He just like shoots the arrow and just falls back.
It's kind of like when a new player shoots their first arrow with the Ender Dragon. It's just like, oh, that's not very big compared to it. Didn't do a whole
Anyway, I
lot.
had my turn.
Symphony, large fish.
Big fish, big guiding bolts, big second level spell. That's an 8.
You fire your guiding bolt at this creature, and it hits it square in the side, but doesn't really do anything. Unfortunately.
If you look in Symphony's eyes, he just has like a fish in his pupils, like big fish.
Is it like Bruce from Finding Nemo? It just goes
Yes.
all like blanked out, like fish.
Fish.
Food?
Dinosaur.
The fire giant is going to initiate a strength contest with the plesiosaur to pull it towards the shore.
Why is there a place?
Oh my god! They both rolled so low!
Oh my god!
Fire
Oh,
giant that one twice.
So the police are just gonna get
How
away.
did that happen?
Well, no, remember, you can only crit fail on attacks and saving throws. This was a strength check, so he still wins. Barely.
somehow.
The fire giant just barely manages to keep the plesiosaur from going back under the water.
Why is there a plesiosaur in this little itty bitty lake?
Because
Bro, it's like a 10-foot deep pond.
I just like to imagine that there's like an underwater cave system, and this is like one of the entrances.
precisely. Broxigar, there is a massive fish bigger than the fire giant in front of you.
Yes, there is. I step forward. From here at the edge, would I be able to reach it with a glaive? With reach. I can't really see the squares because of the thing.
Unfortunately, it is 15 feet away from you. Hold on, we're just gonna...
Yeah, just delete those.
Okay.
I wanted to make it look nice.
Unfortunately, it is outside of your glaive range.
You removed the smiley face.
I'm gonna huck a hand axe at it. Fuck it.
You're gonna lose that.
Yeah, well, I've got like a few.
A few.
A few.
Got a few. Plus, I don't use it for anything else. Might as well huck it.
Roughtstar just uses it for like
14.
cleaning his teeth.
To hit.
Your hand axe sinks into the plesiosaur's side with a whack.
All right.
Amazing.
Bonus action. I'm going to second wind.
Alright.
Hey,
Spicy.
Hey.
nice. That's the exact amount I needed to get back to full health. Okay. Yeah, that's my turn.
Alrighty. Raxin.
You know the joke. Hunter's Mark Dino, if you would. And now I'll fire my longbow. And now we'll fire an arrow with my longbow and hope for the best.
Absolutely.
Holy fuck.
25 absolutely hits.
8 piercing damage.
And your hunter's mark damage?
Oh, wait, how did I do that? Oh, wait. I forgot. 6.
Alrighty.
I forgot I had Hunter's Mark just right here in my attack and spell casting. Apologies.
Your arrow sinks into the plesiosaur's side a couple inches farther than Beck's arrow did, given the guiding strength of your magic.
We
The plesiosaur is going to attempt to break the fire giant's hold. Just barely cannot manage it.
Ooh.
that's the theme, isn't it? Just barely.
Beck,
Yes.
you are witness. You small squirrel are witness to this clash of titans. What shall you do?
If I move right here and shoot with my Sherpa, do I get advantage? Like, I'm not entirely opposite of Broxigar, but do I get advantage from here?
They would have to be within melee. You would both have to be within melee range of it, or he would have to be within melee range for your bow.
Ah.
So if the fire giant was here, or Broxigar was, then you would. But no one is within melee range. The way that you would be able to get sneak attack is if you took your bonus action to hide and rolled high enough on your soul check.
Fair enough. You know I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cunning action hide.
Hey, rolling yourself.
You just hide behind one of us.
Good.
I mean, apparently Praxton's unlike Praxton
Well-
and simply like,
I just drop in the grass.
Now hold
I
on,
like-
don't you have a bonus because of that cursed armor you're wearing?
I do.
yeah, unlike Praxton and simply very close to each other in height.
I forget
Okay.
what advantage I gave you from that. Hold on.
Wasn't it just
Yeah.
advantage?
I think that's what it was. Here we go. Armored silence.
Well, there's advantage just in case. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure it was
you
like a
get
plus
advantage. Yeah, you get advantage.
16 then.
Advantage. Stuff. Alrighty. Which is good because otherwise the plesiosaur would see you. You may make your attack now with advantage.
19.
Absolutely hits.
And since you have advantage,
14 damage.
Alrighty. Another arrow sinks into the side of this behemoth. It cries out in a mighty roar as it continues battling against this giant, impotent rage as it is able to back against these tiny needles that keep it.
And I'm hidden in the grass.
I'm not.
Symphony,
Where'd that
I'm
go?
not a coward.
Okay, how deep is the pond?
you have no idea.
Alright. I'm gonna take 20 feet, and then I'm gonna use my swimming speed to go in here,
Oh no.
and I wanna hit it with inflict wounds.
Just gonna bite into it.
Second level. Fuck. That's a quick fail.
Symphony! You are swimming and you try
Fish.
to slap this plesiosaur with your inflict wounds. However, its thrashing in the water knocks you aside mid-spellcast.
Uh-oh.
As
And
you
you
punch
act-
yourself in the face.
Accidentally touch your right leg. Taking 29 necrotic damage.
What?
Oh shit.
Are you
Is
still
your
up?
friend gonna lose a leg?
Let's see. 29. Let's see. That is 2 health.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Okay. Ignore that. Just testing it. Heal yourself, please.
Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Symphony?
Actually, wait. Oh yeah, since I took damage, I have to make a concentration check on
Oh,
Shield
no.
of Faith.
Ah, yes, that you do.
13. I think it's DC 10.
So the way that it works is that it's either DC 10 or half of the damage you took.
Whichever is higher.
Whatever's higher. 29 rounded down. Unfortunately, that is a fail. DC
Oh.
14.
Okay.
Darkscar Shield of Faith does fall.
Glub glub. I end my turn.
The fire giant was once again going to attempt to pull in the plesiosaur.
Come on, giant we don't know the name of. Come on, giant we don't know.
Oh my god.
With a mighty pull,
Oh, fuck yeah.
the giant pulls the plesiosaur to the shore, now within range.
Oh.
Slashy, slashy.
Roxagar, it is your turn.
I'm going to fucking wail on this bitch.
Do it. Yes.
Yeah.
Attack.
A
27.
absolutely hits. You swing your axe into this creature's meaty neck.
Hold on.
Take off the flipper. Take off the flipper.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do a trip attack.
Flipus, deletus.
So that's an extra D8 of damage. 1. Wait, hold on. I've got great weapon fighting. So when I'm using a
Yep, you get to
two-handed
roll once.
weapon, I get to reroll 1s and 2s. Does that include the superiority die?
Sure.
Okay. God damn it. Well, it's a total of 14 damage.
Alrighty, yes. You wail on this creature. Unfortunately, it's a bit hard to trip it since it's in water.
Yeah.
But
I'm just looking for the damage at this point.
anything else you'd like to do, Broxgar?
I want a fucking action surge.
Absolutely.
Hit it again.
Woo!
Another
Yeah.
27.
Absolutely.
17 points of damage. Another trip attack. I realize it probably won't trip, but it still adds the damage. 24.
Holy shit!
Woo!
You pull your axe back out of this thing, line it up, and hit it in the same spots, driving even deeper into this creature, massively muscled body.
Big fish, big fish.
It
Big
is
fish.
extremely angry, but also bleeding from now multiple deep wounds.
Yeah!
Fuck you!
Braxton,
Arrow time. Time to fire off another arrow. Let's watch it. Let's watch it just fly off and miss its mark. Yep.
unfortunately, a 9 does not hit. Your arrow heads towards the same side that you've been aiming for, but once again, its thrashing knocks the attack away. And unfortunately,
Yeah,
does
I-
not hit.
Yeah, I expected as much. I had too much luck going into this, so like I was bound for not to fail one. Okay, I end my turn here.
Ready. Plesiosaur is going to attempt to break the line. And it does.
Oh fuck.
Oh!
It snaps the line holding it.
Oh, dangy.
It looks at you, Broxigar, and at the giant with rage in its bloodshot eyes.
Oh shit.
Beck, it is your turn.
I aim for the eye.
So you'd like to make a called shot.
Yes.
Let's see. I've never actually...
I think you make it with disadvantage.
No, it adds to its AC.
Okay. Anything special I need to roll?
Let's see, hold on. Alright. Let's see. Eyes, called shot, called to the eye. Disadvantage. Alrighty. So it's a normal attack roll, but its AC is increased.
That's completely fine. But am I still hidden?
You have to re-hide now.
I'm gonna cunning action hide again.
Yeah, the way that the rules work is that, when you fire an attack like that, your location is
16.
Absolutely, yeah, you're hidden. Your location is revealed. There's a feat where if you miss, your location is not revealed. But yeah, yeah, you are hidden.
Awesome. 17.
You just barely manage you're adjusting as it's moving, and you do a quick adjustment to where you think it's going to be and release your arrow. It sails through the air and goes right to where the creature's head ends up. Your arrow sinks into its eye.
Yes!
Woo!
Roll me double damage.
Oh,
Do I roll again or just like you multiply the 7?
Roll it again. Alrighty.
What a sneak attack.
Alrighty.
Get blinded, motherfucker!
The creature cries out as your arrow is sticking out of its head. It will now have disadvantage on any attacks.
Yes! Get fucked, fishy bitch!
Symphony!
wow. Rude.
There
Alright.
there is
Fuck
a
you!
necrotically charred piece of your leg missing as you are floating in this water.
Can I dive under the water and then reach up next to the plesiosaur and smack it in the face with another inflict wounds?
Oh,
Go
no.
ahead, yeah.
Alright. Please don't crit fail.
You got this, come on.
Fuck.
You go to
no.
swing your hand again. And unfortunately,
Wait, hold on. Would Symphony not be flanking with Broxigar?
he is, but that's still a 10 and a nat 1.
Oh, shit. You're right.
So he's not crit failing, but he's also not hitting it.
You
Shit.
get smacked instead.
You go to swing, but you unfortunately you just can't seem to hit it. It's a slippery motherfucker. Luckily, though, the magic does dissipate before you smack yourself again.
Thank God. I wouldn't survive that.
Is there anything else you'd like to do, Symphony?
Huh. Actually, yeah, I'll make my way over to Brockmire on shore.
Alrighty.
And yeah,
There's
that'll be it.
I just imagine.
Hey, what's
Symphony-
poppin'?
I have a Symphony with like like an almost dead leg, like just an almost like just ash, like just ash in the dust leg, just like hey, what's up?
Yeah.
We winning? I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
Big fish.
Alright. The fire giant is going to toss aside his fishing rod, pulls out his sword. And swings it down against the plesiosaur's neck. Ugh, that felt good. Well, since you little folks seem to be having so much fun, I'll let you finish it off. And he just kind of puts his sword on his shoulder and steps back.
Yeah. What?
Roxagar!
Don't you worry, guys. I got this.
Don't worry, guys. I got this. Crit fail.
Get it,
Don't
dude.
jinx
going-
him.
Get it, dude.
I'm going to. God damn it! Why can't I move this? There we go. I'm going to try and move around here so I'm flanking with Symphony. And I'm gonna take an attack. That would give me advantage, right?
That it would.
All right, dope.
24
24.
absolute hits.
17 points of damage.
This thing is visibly, like, deflated. Like, it's panting. It is
Fuck
exhausted.
it, I'll add a superiority die. Give me that kill! 4 more points of damage.
It is on its last legs.
God damn it!
I'm sorry, man.
Oh, my
There it
computer
is,
sound
my
effect don't
fucking-
open. That.
Action surge. Alright, who's next? Take it out.
Braxton.
Well, Watch me miss. Longbow time. Let's go. Hey.
A 22 absolutely hits.
Yay. Do I roll for damage too, or is it just
Yes.
basically? Okay, cool. 9 piercing damage.
Praxton, you fire your arrow at this thing. It spins through the air. You're thinking to yourself, God, I really hope this doesn't miss. And it splits right through where Beck's arrow was in its eye.
Ooh,
Oh.
that's gnarly.
It lets out a mournful cry as its long, sinuous neck all falls to the ground, its head last.
Giant swoosh.
And it floats up on the water.
Holy shit.
Okay, very important question. Splash radius.
What?
Broxigar, Symphony,
I'm in the splash zone.
you both are soaked. Symphony, you were already wet because you were swimming.
Does it clean
Broxigar,
the bug carcasses off of me?
you no longer feel itchy under your armor.
All right.
Yeah, you are soaked. The fire giant sizzles as the water boils off of him as soon as it hits. Beck, the water flows over the edge of the lake from the ripples, and your feet get wet.
I kind of figured.
And it is dead.
Oh, thank fucking God. Yo, that was so fucking cool.
Da, 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 da. You guys gained 450 XP.
Yeah.
450, so that bumps it up to 4,950.
Yep.
Ooh.
What's the level for level 5? What's it?
6,500.
Yeah, we have quite a bit to go.
Yeah.
That was eventful.
Oh, well.
Yo.
All right.
You small folk fight well.
I'll point at the thing's dead body. You can eat that.
Oh, yeah, I am. But you all get some too, seeing as you helped.
All right.
Yo, what the? While y'all are talking, Beck just runs over to Praxton and just like jumps and gives him a high five.
I return the high five.
Yeah!
And I just see you doing a victory lap.
Oh my God, that was so cool.
Giant picks up like the creature's head and neck, puts it over its shoulder, and begins dragging it away. Well, are you coming?
Yeah. Why not?
And we just see like Symphony fall like fish.
Big fish. Symphony just falls over.
Alright, you're still at like what, 2 HP?
Oh yeah. I kind of fucked up my leg there.
I just imagine like everything but your head is now just all charred and cracked, like it's about to turn to dust. It's like fish.
like the flesh on Symphony's leg is like just sort of turning to dust, like just like a skeleton.
You
Oh my
guys.
God.
Hey Ron, hey Billy, that hurt.
The giant leads you on towards his camp. There's a large cleared out area, kind of been stomped down, with a bonfire blazing in the middle. 2 other fire giants are sitting around. One is carving what looks like a massive, what to you guys would be a massive tree, to a walking stick. And the other one is tending the fire. Welcome back, brother. Not only did you catch dinner, but you fought small folk. Well, this is an interesting day.
Big fish.
Yeah. Yeah. Happened to I stumbled across your brother fishing. Helped him this big one here.
There's a big fish.
Oh,
Don't grow like this no more. Not out in western seas, at least. Joe, what are you small folk doing around here?
We're heading north to what's it called? The Yusult Empire. Heard they need some soldiers and gonna be some blades for hire.
The two sitting giants look at each other for a moment and look back at you. You're looking to pass through the Elder Forest, then?
Yep.
You might as well turn back now.
Oh.
No problem.
Do you know why the Assault Empire is declaring war?
Something about elves, I think.
Something like that.
Rumor has it the elves have corrupted.
I've heard that.
Monstrous creatures they are now. Some people have even said they've seen Illithid in the forests.
Illithid. Is that like a disease?
Brain eaters.
What the fuck?
So is that like a disease?
Cannibals or
Monstrous versions of brains.
The
It's
zombie?
not a disease, more like corruption. Magical corruption. Comes in
Kinda-
into a new species.
So kind of like Symphony at the moment with their necrotic damage.
No, that's different. Also, ow.
Heal yourself, jeez.
I'm out of spell slots.
We'll have your fishy friend back up to his spirits in no time. Don't worry.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Who will I get high with now?
You get high?
who he was sharing his weed with you?
Yeah. We usually do it when you guys are slaves, so it won't bother us.
The hell?
I mean, if you want to join in, you can just ask.
All right.
Well, long story short, no one goes into the Elder Forest and lives.
Nobody yet.
Well,
You are confident for small folk.
Well, you know what? Yeah. If you don't believe in yourself, who will, right?
Well,
I could wait for that cricket chirping effect.
whether you can get through the Elder Forest, well, I'd personally suggest the ocean route instead.
The ocean routes. Do you know any sailors?
No. Off the top of my head, no. We don't really go near the ocean ourselves except to fish. But
Yeah, it's same for me.
I hear you can sometimes find a fleet of ships traveling the Eastern Sea. They might be able to take you past those mutated freaks.
How many days travel would it take to like book it through the forest?
It would take maybe 2 days to get through the forest. That's with Braxton's favorite terrain.
Okay.
I think we could survive 2 days in a forest.
You
Yeah,
could do a
it's doable.
forced march kind of thing where you might be able to do it in 1 day, but it would incur exhaustion.
Yeah, we could do it. We're
Yeah.
God.
What if I don't want it?
You don't want to go through the forest?
No.
What? Afraid there'll be spooky, scary skeletons that'll shiver down your spine?
I prefer the city, okay? Y'all can't hear me, I can't talk!
We just killed a big ass fucking lake monster. I'm sure whatever's in the forest can't be that bad.
Brockscar,
Right
please
on,
use it. Brockscar, please use its scientific name. Big fish.
We killed a big ass fucking fish.
Thank you.
Writes on piece of paper, forest scary.
Extra squirrel.
I'm a city squirrel! Shut up.
It's really ironic for a squirrel to be afraid of the forest.
What a city,
This
but industrialized forest.
fake.
Oh.
Well, whatever you choose, I wouldn't stay around here.
Hmm.
Oh, why not?
Plague. Been
Plague?
spreading all through the northern wildlands.
Aw, not this
Even
again.
touches the monsters.
Oh. It's not just a people plague. It spread past that?
Oh, it spread. It started in monsters.
Oh. That's
After all,
concerning.
it came from that damn forest.
Came from the forest.
What you think?
Why do you think we're all the way down here in Wolven territory?
I hadn't considered it.
We've been running ahead of that plague for weeks.
Wait, didn't we hear something about a plague back in the tavern?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you did. There's a town over here that's being quarantined.
Hmm.
The whole north is a mess, and honestly, there's a reason that his great emperorness is offering so much money, because you're not likely to survive. Oh, that's how it all. Or you offer a lot of money, and then you only have to pay the survival. If you lose, you don't have to pay anyone.
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to survive then.
Yeah. Then again, I don't like being out of work, so, you know. Money's good.
Yeah. Listen, we're sellswords. If things look too bad, we'll just fight for the opposition.
Well, the opposition's a plague, so.
Can't reason with them what used to be no-feared bastards.
Do you
Oh,
know
they-
anything about what? Do you know anything about what the plague is like? Like what it does?
What does it do?
You said
Couldn't
something
make
about.
Could I make like a medicine check to know, just like, know what it does?
You'd have to have encountered the.
Yeah,
or at
I'm
least
just
know-
asking the fire giants, like, what does the plague do?
Yeah, hold on. I'm looking stuff up.
Oh, okay.
So Rockstar and Symphony, they both passed the other force on their way south, out of the Empire. Would they have encountered any strange goings-ons as they passed through there?
Ernest would have had to have passed through there too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, I don't know much about it, but the first stage is big old barbs growing out of your skin.
Orbs.
Like big spikes.
Yeah.
If you don't get it treated, it starts tearing you apart from the inside.
Oh.
That sounds wonderful.
Well, far be it from me to judge Rockstar, but I don't think that sounded like.
So okay, so hold on. The plague came from the other forest.
As far as we know, that's where read from when we did.
I hate to go back on a decision I made earlier. I think we should check out that town. If we're gonna have to deal with or like encounter this in some way, I think we should probably inform ourselves as best we can.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, get as
Just
much
kind of, like,
information on this
slowly
plague
face
before
palms.
we have to deal with it ourselves.
Yeah. Know what to visually look out for.
Yeah.
That might be for the best.
Beck just kind of like face palms and just like gives a thumbs up. It's just like a disgruntled thumbs up. I don't want to die, but alright. Symphony? Gesturing a symphony. Thoughts? Opinions?
Plagues in your skin is bad. Let's not catch the plague.
Yeah, that's bad.
Not much more I can add to this.
But also think of how much money we might get for stopping the plague. Mayhaps.
How do you stop
Maybe.
a plague?
I don't know, beating it up?
I think that's
We don't
more a
have
question for
modern-
you.
We don't have modern medicine.
You're a
Okay.
cleric!
And how many times have I healed this party?
Oh, you healed Beck like 3 times earlier.
Yeah, well, Beck's always greedy for heals, alright?
That's true.
She's a real Genji.
Okay, this is like Coda speaking, but here's also an idea of what we could do. Is Symphony's children and how we need to spread the word. Curing or at least helping this plague in those children's names could be a good way to spread it along, mayhaps?
Mayhap?
Mayhaps? Like, you saved us, who are you? We are the disciples of children. I've already forgotten their names.
I know the one that I made an agreement with is like a synonym for ambition, and I always think it's ambition, and it starts with an A, but I always forget what the word is.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on.
All of us
I
have
always want to
forgotten.
call it ambition, but I'm like, no, that's K's D&D character in my game.
Longing and aspiration.
Aspiration, that's the one.
I got longing.
Yeah.
So basically, if we can help or maybe even cure this plague in the name of longing and aspiration, that's a pretty good way to get the name out there. Think about it.
Yeah. It is true.
Mayhaps.
Mayhap.
Alrighty. So are you guys gonna head over to the town then?
Might as well.
Yes.
I like that,
Yeah.
in like the small group we have, like 3 of them are like, yeah, we can find support this guy, and Preston's just like us, are like, just stand all awkwardly because he didn't do anything with the gods.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should like stay the night and like have the big fish first, though.
Yeah,
Before
while
we
you
go
guys have
shrimp.
been talking, the one fire giant, he's scaled the plesiosaur, has actually spitted it over the bonfire.
He spit at the bonfire?
No, he's like spitted the plesiosaur. So like, turning it
Oh.
into spit.
Yeah.
Welcome to stay for food. And it's not too late in the day anyway.
I'm down.
Alright.
You guys have a relaxing hour or so, so you can take the benefits of a short rest. And at the end of it, during it, you are each given a plesiosaur steak, which will restore 20 HP to anybody that eats it.
I can't eat it. I'm vegetarian.
I'll eat yours. I'll eat
I'm-
yours for you.
I haven't taken any damage, so like,
Symphony is a very hungry boy.
I just give the symphony. Since I haven't taken any damage, do I even really need to eat it?
Well, it's not like the giants are telling you, eat this, it'll restore 20 hit points. It's just that anybody that does eat it, hit points back.
Yeah.
I'll eat mine because
Yeah, I'll just eat
that
mine.
sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat mine
I mean,
too.
when's the last time you were able to eat a dinosaur?
Never.
Exactly.
Yeah, then.
Yeah, there's
Yum,
no
yum.
druids in the party, because that's a nice, no moon druids, because that's a nice CR4 creature.
Damn.
Then, after your... Oh, yes, you die.
Okay, I'm good now.
You guys begin to make your way towards this town. As,
Yeah.
So you all are walking along until you finally see the road, the main road ahead of you. And it is in fact actually blocked off on at the area that you are looking at. A road, kind of essentially like a roadblock and detour is kind of set up, where people are guided, in kind of like this big loop around away from this town. Do not get close to it. There are various people. Like there is a large camp set out outside of this small walled town, and many people are mingling about. Some running here and there. Mostly just looks like regular people. However, they are all wearing white tabards with a large red X on the front and back.
Paladins, I assume?
Make me a perception check.
No, I'm walking up to them and asking this.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we are the Paladins of the Red X, and this area is under quarantine. You may
But I've
not-
heard of like the Order of the Red Axe or whatever before.
You guys have heard of it before. It's not, they don't really show up very often. Whenever they do, it's normally because a town has been devastated for one reason or another, and they've come to provide.
Okay. All right. What did he just say?
He said, yes, we are the paladins of the Red X, and this area is quarantined. You must leave.
What is happening here?
This town is diseased. They are infected with an unknown pathogen, and we are attempting to keep it from spreading to the Lonely Mountain.
Okay. Why specifically spreading to the Lonely Mountain? Is that
Because that is the nearest major city.
the Lonely Mountain's a city?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
there is a city there.
Yeah, yeah, it's a capital city.
Okay, my bad. Okay. Do you what is this pathogen causing? What are the symptoms? What is it? Are people dying?
Yes. It starts with large black spikes emerging from under people's skin. And after a certain amount of time, it destroys them, ripping their organs apart from the inside. Or they just bleed out, because we can't heal it.
Okay. You're paladins, right? I assume you've tried healing via magical means.
He just kind of gives you this look. It's like, yes, of course, we've tried to heal magic. We've tried
That was the
potions, we've tried restoration. We've tried praying to Metis for his sake.
Have you tried asking nicely?
Have you tried asking other gods?
Have you
It's gonna
really
sound
just
real weird.
asked me if I tried asking a god other than the god of healing to heal these
Well-
people?
You never know. Actually.
Who are you? Why are you asking these questions?
Well, if thinking outside of the box, if there might be a god responsible for the plague, you might maybe say pray to that god to just ease up in this area. I don't know.
Can I go away from the group and try and commune with my kids, the twin gods?
Yeah, sure.
I keep forgetting they're your kids, and I'm just like, how do they?
I just imagine that Symphony just brings out a wallet with pictures of them. Like, wait, where the wallet? Wait, what is that? We don't know
They're
what
just-
wallet. Wait, do we know
they're
what
just
wallet?
They're just
But
concepts.
the photos are just like Symphony taking selfies in front of their statues.
And like then I just realized, wait, we don't even know what those are. We don't have wallets. We have pouches of gold and silver.
You don't have a wallet?
Do wallets exist in this world?
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. Maybe.
Have you ever tried to keep quarters in a wallet, let alone gold pieces?
Fair point.
Yeah, we don't have a paper money system yet.
I never said I was a smart man.
God, I love cigar.
Yeah, he's great.
Hello, Symphony. Hello. What can we do?
Hey, kiddos. Hey, you know what that plague going on? Now, I'm not one to assume that my kids are up to trouble, but are you causing it, or do you know who is?
And if we did know, why would we tell you?
Because I'm your dad, and I'm spreading the good word.
Just because your own pride spawned us into existence doesn't mean you're our father. And even so, I repeat, why would we tell you?
Because
It's no
I am
fun if
just,
we tell you everything.
I am just so longing to know, you know?
You get the feeling that even though they're not there, they're just looking at you with this blank expression like, really?
It's like your strange father trying to reconnect with you.
Oh god.
Listen, I just need $1,000 just to get back on my feet.
It's awful.
Do you have anything to offer us in exchange?
Back to you on that. And I'll walk back to the room and join the conversation.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta. Kisses.
Ta-ta for now.
Right.
I'm
Think on that off.
waiting for the day that they call him Dad.
Huh?
I don't think they ever will.
I don't know if you hang out with your kids enough.
Pay child support.
These children support themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're well off.
I mean, you gotta earn their trust, like a stepdad.
Yeah. Also, they are gods.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You gotta be stepdad to them.
So, you guys are all still standing there in front of this paladin, and he's asking, like, alright, well, if you don't have any other questions, you're going to have to move on. This is a quarantine zone.
Oh, wait, actually, could you tell us more about this sickness? Like,
Yeah,
more into
well,
detail, like how.
I think they told us all right now.
Well,
Did they-
no. There's a bit more I would like to ask. When did it first hit this town?
2 days ago.
2 days? And you have to quarantine the entire city?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Is it that viral?
The entire town is already infected.
Everybody in the town.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. I don't know who that is, but goddamn.
Can I make an insight check?
Absolutely.
17.
When he agreed that yes, everybody was, you got the feeling that he wasn't being entirely truthful there.
Now, when you say everybody, every last man, woman, and child, are you absolutely sure, or are you just, like, you know, kind of assuming because, you know, like, oh, well, a bunch of people already got it, so, you know, we may as well assume.
I can't
Or-
guarantee that every single person down to the last one, down to the last gutter rat, is infected. But, given how fast it spreads, and the fact that we're not exactly going in there all the time to count people.
So, hold on. Just walk me through this for a second. What's the plan? Do you just leave those people in there to die?
And why should I tell you what our plan for this is? Who are you?
I'm just
Concerned citizen.
citizen.
Then all you need
Nice.
to know is that we're going to handle it.
You're going to handle it.
Yes.
Oh, but how?
And why would I just tell some random people on the street how we're going to deal with this?
Why would you not? Should it be some secret?
Insight
If there's
check.
a way to heal these people with the plague, should it not be public knowledge for everybody to use for the betterment of society?
Yes, and
What-
if it is, then we're going to be the ones that spread it around once we have an official cure.
Okay, so there isn't a plan. Gotcha. That's why you don't want to say anything.
I kind of get the feeling that Broxigar is sort of being like that guy on Twitter right now.
Which guy? There are multiple guys on.
Yeah, he's just
No,
being
no, I
that
totally get
guy.
it.
Right, hours and days of research into this infection to see what makes it tick is no plan. Move along.
I'm just saying this. I've heard of this plague, right? It's not limited to just this city. It came from the Elder Forest, did it not?
That
Broxigar,
it did,
let's
and
do it.
that's why we've locked down the roads.
What's
So it
stopping
doesn't-
it from spreading to any other cities or towns?
Us. That's why
You
we're
can-
here. That's why we're quarantining these people. That's why there's so few of us even here. Because we're also keeping all of the monsters from the northern wildlands from traveling down here and infecting people. Why do you think the whole continent isn't infected yet? Hell, we even hired the night hunters.
The Night Hunters. That's another mercenary group, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
they're the Drow Knight people.
You hired the Night Hunters and not the Jade Wings?
Yes, because they are in the northern wildlands.
I see.
Why would I hire somebody halfway across the continent when I got a perfectly good company right here?
I don't know, something about quality.
Oh my god. Oh, this guy just seething with rage at you.
Oh yeah.
This guy's been
Listen,
working like
Broxigar's not a nice person. Broxigar's an asshole. Okay.
this
Bex
this
just kind of like
paladin.
sidesteps behind Braxton, not wanting to be associated.
like this paladin just got off like a 20-hour shift. This is like one of the few hours a day he can actually rest. Now we got some jackass mouthing off to him.
Oh no,
Oh, yeah.
he is on duty in full plate mail. It's at this
Yeah.
point that you notice that his sword starts glowing.
Oh,
Move.
wait, whose sword?
The guards,
Is that-
the paladins.
Threat? Are you going to attack me because I'm asking questions?
I'm going
Yeah,
to
Broxigar.
remove you because you are refusing to follow orders.
I start dragging
Citizen.
Broxigar away.
By whose authority? You're not my authority.
I'm dragging Broxigar
You
away.
are no one. You're just some random citizen. You said so yourself.
And who are you?
On.
Broxigar's gonna just
What is happening right now?
Well, I think I was gonna have to do this.
Oh,
let's see.
no.
It's gonna take me a minute to make this guy.
I
Can like half of us just like disengage from the fight and just go 1-to-1?
oh my god. Like we just hear that a plague is breaking out, and what does Broxigar do? Go pick a fight with the Red Cross.
Listen, I'm asking questions. This guy's picking the fight.
well, time to end that fight.
The guy.
You started it, you end it.
The guy just doing his job.
We could have
It's
just
like
lied and
saying
said
you
we're
walk
part
up
of the
to a
medical
cop
team.
at a fucking murder site and it's just like, hey, tell me the details. Hey, let me see the evidence. You're expecting him
No,
not to
you
be
mean
pissed
like
at
a
you.
reporter? Huh? And you know what cops don't do? They don't get violent on reporters. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, this isn't America.
Oh god. Oh boy. So, what's the game plan? Are we gonna
That's
fight?
wild. It's almost like I'm holding somebody who's, I'm assuming, meant to be lawful good to a standard. Whoa.
Just because he's a paladin doesn't mean he's lawful good.
I'm assuming he is.
And that would be a downfall, I bet.
You know what? Maybe it is.
And he certainly isn't lawful stupid, so...
Head in hands.
Uh, oh man, I hate to be the guy that's counting us on the job. It's like, please, brave heroes, save my son. You picked the wrong guys.
Heroes? You said we were heroes.
Who said we were brave?
I ain't.
I mean,
We know.
Shut up.
theoretically we did. I mean, theoretically we kind of went through a boatload of shit up until now. So, like, I mean, theoretically, one could presume that we were brave. With the amount of shit that we've just been through in the past few days.
Some of us might be.
Also stupid. A lot of us are stupid. That goes without saying.
Yep.
So wait, what is happening right now?
I think we're about to fight.
Rockstar is about to get punched by a paladin.
Alright, Kay is setting everything up. Took me a
Yeah.
minute. I'm afraid. I'm just waiting for the screen to go white and there's like the checker pattern.
It's like, hey, please add a thing onto the board.
Please add your tokens onto the board.
Tokens are already there. It would just be roll for initiative.
Listen, if we have to roll for initiative, just leave me be. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, we know that.
Let's see.
Imagine like all of us just like Moto's just standing off in the back, every just see Roscoe just get like just taking on everyone. I was just asking questions. Is that so wrong? He's trying to skewer everyone.
I was just asking questions. Is that legal? And there's like 3 paladins dead at his feet.
Who said I was gonna kill people? I never said I was gonna kill people.
Well, apparently you're about to.
Not really. Maybe not. Well, we don't know just how far we take it. This is weird. This is a weird situation.
Okay.
Brock
Broxigar.
Cigar.
Everyone
Brock
what you
Cigar.
just saw.
Cigar casting power word kill. Wait, can I make that non-lethal damage?
God, I miss these.
Listen, I promise I won't kill him. As long as he doesn't kill me.
Well, we can only hope.
Listen, if he genuinely tries to kill me, I'm gonna have no choice but to defend myself.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
What the fuck?
What?
On New World, entered a city. My buddy, he sent me a screenshot. Entered a city, and there was like 3 campfires outside of the city. Exited the city 20 minutes later, and there's like 50 campfires.
What? What does that mean?
There's just like 50 campfires. Like, it looks like a forest fire. Bruh. I gotta play this tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't have have time to make this guy.
Isn't
Uh,
there just like?
Indian
Isn't there
was
just?
there you go.
Yeah. Isn't there just like a stat block for paladin?
You get me. You misunderstand me. He's not like an NPC paladin.
I mean, I was asking his name.
Oh, his name's Forzin, and he's a level
Forzin?
10 paladin.
Hmm.
I don't have enough time to make that. As you guys are kind of squaring off, this kind of gangly looking guy runs up and just like, no need for any violence, Forzin. It's fine. I will take these guys off to the side. Okay. All right. Come with me. I can help you. Come on.
Were you just rewriting some plot?
No, this guy was here. This guy was here all along. It was just when he was going to show up.
Wait, let me rewrite some plot real quick.
I mean, granted, that's how this entire campaign works. Is I just rewrite plot based on what happens.
Fair enough.
That's how most campaign works. Yeah. But what's this guy look like?
So he's a thinner sort of man with kind of goggles on his forehead, and he's wearing a leather smock that looks to have many old acid burns on it, thick leather gloves, and boots. Almost like what a blacksmith might wear, except with, instead of normal burns, looks like, chemical burns.
Yeah. Listen, we were just passing through. We were a bit curious about what's going on here. And Mr. over here decided he wanted to get huffy because I was asking questions. I don't know what that's about.
Look, just go with me, and
All right. I'll follow him.
all right, and he
What's
takes,
your name, by the way?
my name. Let me pull up the thing for it. My name is Lucas.
Lucas. Is that with a K or C?
It's a C.
I don't know why I asked, because I can't read.
Oh, I thought that was Angel asking for a second.
No.
So Lucas leads you all away from Forzin to a large tent, except that it's set way off to the side. It's not part of the paladins' encampment, and it's outside of their quarantine zone.
Okie dokie.
Welcome to my temporary lab, as it is. I'm Lucas, although I already told you that. Yes, well, I need help
With what?
with the plague. To put it shortly, I mean, granted, it's kind of understandable that they're all at the end of their fuses. The Red X normally doesn't have this kind of trouble, but long story short, anyway, they can't cure it. They don't know how to. They've tried all of their normal magical means, and nothing works. So they're kind of at their wits' end.
Do you have any theories or anything? You look like a smart man.
Yes, I'm working on it. I'm working on a cure, and I think that I'll be able to make it. Only two slight issues with that. First is I need a sample of another fresh sample of the infection. I had a little bit that I was able to gather off of one of the people that they brought in to their own encampment. But I've run out of the material, and so I cannot keep experimenting.
What kind of material do you need?
Samples of the infection.
So, like, infected people.
Well, that would be...
Or
excellent. It would give me, much material to study on and practice the, cures. Although sneaking someone out of that quarantine would be difficult. Difficult, definitely. There's also one other slight problem.
Which is,
Well-
wait, are you infected?
Oh, no, absolutely not. If I was infected,
You have to tell me if you're infected. You know that, right?
If I was in... We're not in a zone of truth. I don't think I have to. But anyway, if I was infected, I would have plenty of material to study from, and also there would be spikes coming out of my face and bits. But no, the other problem you see is that, since they can't cure it, the paladins are going to, exterminate the populace tomorrow.
Oh, they're calling Strathholm. Wonderful.
Uh-oh.
And if everyone's dead, well, I can't exactly engineer a cure now, can I?
What?
Well,
What if? Crazy thought. What if?
What if what?
These paladins already don't like me. So talking to them to possibly postpone probably wouldn't work out so well for me.
No.
I've been trying for days. They wouldn't even give me a sample to test on because, the word I become infected and then, the whole world will burn apart. No, I'm trying. Hey, you're right. I know it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how sure are you that you can cure this?
9.375.
I heard 9. That's good enough for me.
That's not a specific number.
That's a pretty big number. I can do that. What time is it right now?
It is early evening.
Okay.
I'll look around. Are there any paladins around here? Like,
No, Lucas's tent is a decent distance away from the quarantine zone.
okay. So, anybody from the Jade Wings, feel free to stop me if you think I'm being crazy, but what if? Just what if we got a sample for you? Do you think you would be able to get the cure before they start culling tomorrow morning?
Oh, absolutely. The whole thing on time, the more sample, the better, of course. And arguably quicker. But yes, absolutely, without more than a shred of a chance.
Okay.
Now, would this sample have to be alive, per se? Or would recently deceased work?
Unfortunately not. You see,
Okay.
it has a very low shelf life, and usually within about 20 minutes of its host dying, whatever's left in there is, poof.
I see.
Well,
That's why they believe that culling is their main solution, because once everyone's dead, they can't infect anyone, can they?
I suppose not.
Do we have any means of disguise or like maybe dressing someone up as like a plague doctor?
What?
I don't know, someone that looks like someone that looks official.
I mean, if you could get your hands on some plate mail and one of their tabards, then perhaps.
Hey, Beck, I got a job for you.
Beck's ears perk up.
You think you could like? And he makes a gesture to like to one of the paladins, like a snatching. Like, you think you could like grab one of those that we can throw onto Broxgar?
Beck kind of writes down, does Crazy Man know where they keep clothing? Like, hands the paper to him.
Perhaps in the large tent. That's where the actual paladins actually stay and keep all of their equipment in the large fancy tent there. All of the lower ranks are still called paladins, but they don't have, they're not combat paladins, you see. More like, well, not clerics, but still the whole touchy-curie disease thing that normally works in most things, but it's not working, you see. So for all that, yes, in most likely in that tent there.
Beck thinks for a moment and just like nods their head. I can do it.
Alright.
Alright.
Okay, I have an idea. Okay.
Alright, what is your idea?
My idea is I cast guidance on Beck, and in the dead of night, Beck will sneak into the tent, grab some plate mail and a tabard, and then we throw it onto Broxigar. And then Broxigar goes in and convinces one of the infected to like sneak out of town with him, and then we get Crazy Man to experiment on Sick Man.
You know I am right here. You don't have to keep calling me crazy just because I talk fast.
Do you have a name?
I told you my name is Lucas.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Lucas. I forgot.
Okay.
Beck just kind of gives a thumbs up.
Lucas, are all the entrances to the Forsen said that there wasn't that many paladins here. I didn't take a look around the city to see how many there were. Like, are there like a lot posted at the like the gates and stuff? Are all the gates like properly guarded, or is there one that might be lacking in guard?
Actually, well, yes. The gates themselves aren't really well guarded. It's the roads that have posts for actual paladins. The gates to the city are merely barred from the outside.
Okay, so if we could go around the paladins on the roads, we could all just sneak in. Correct?
Sounds good to me.
Theoretically.
All right.
Beck
Not
just
level
gives
5
a
yet.
thumbs up again.
All right. Is that okay with everybody else to try?
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, looks like we got a plan of action. Praxton,
Yeah.
how you feeling?
Alright. I'm good with it.
All right.
Alright.
So you guys are going to just try to sneak in without getting a disguise, or are you still going to try to get a disguise?
Should we try to get it? Well, I don't
Yes.
have plate armor, so that'd be
Okay.
nice.
I don't think I can carry that.
I mean, you just need to like drag it quietly, if possible.
I mean, like, if you're in, like, clothing-esque, like, if you're in a quote-unquote uniform, most folks are, like, kind of psychologically...
Yeah, just put on like a high vis.
You.
Yeah, put on a high vis vest and you're good. Make sure you carry
what-
a ladder. You'll get
race
anywhere.
Are the paladins like mixed, like, or are they like all humans, all like one race? Like,
They look to be a mostly a mix of humans, elves, dwarves, and a couple. Let's see. The ones around here are mostly dwarves and high elves, with a smattering of humans and gnomes and one or two half-orcs. You think that this is probably the local, essentially the local branch of them. So that's what the local population is mostly made up of.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, I could try. If you want to. If Beck is okay with trying to steal some armor.
I already said yes. I'll get you the clothes. I'm not sure about the armor though.
Are all of them in plate?
No, it's only like those 4 or 5 higher ups that are in plate. All the rest of them are just like wearing these white tabards with the red X's on them.
Okay. All right. Yeah, stealing some plate armor will probably be noticed.
Yeah. And I think at least one of the paladins is gonna notice a certain half-orc showing up.
Yeah.
So let's just stay under the radar.
Yeah, let's just try to sneak past.
Yeah. It's a shame that none of us have like disguise self. That could make this really easy.
Just give me the world and I'll steal it.
I don't know.
I'll
if
steal
that's
just about
necessary.
anything.
That's true.
Grabby squirrel hands. Grabby hands. Alright.
Alright. I think we should wait until like the dead of night before we do this.
Yeah.
So,
Or at least like dusk.
I don't think we should wait until the dead of night because who knows how long this is gonna take.
yeah.
If we wait to the dead of night, we're probably gonna be cutting it very close.
Also,
So-
like some of the guards will be coming back for like night shift or
Yeah.
going to sleep.
Yeah.
But like as soon as the sun sets, I think. Like as soon as it's like fully dark, I think we go in.
Alright. So we'll wait until then, and before Beck goes in, I will cast guidance on them. So you'll be able to add a d4 to that stealth check.
Alrighty.
My mage hand would be really helpful right now, but I can't use it.
So, Beck,
Yes.
you are going to have a skill challenge.
Oh boy.
There's going to be 3 different checks that you're going to have to make, and I will allow you to use your guidance on any one of those 3 regardless of the duration.
Okay.
So, it's going to be 3 stages to this. The first is going to be making your way into the camp unnoticed, picking your way into the chest that they keep their equipment in, and making your way back out unnoticed. So Beck, you scamper through the tall grass, searching for good location to sneak into the camp in. Make me your first stealth check.
With advantage because of the silence I'm under.
Indeed.
You got this. You don't got this. You got this. You don't got this.
You jinxed it.
You had it, and then you lost it immediately.
Ah!
Beck, you are making your way through the camp, making absolutely no noise. You are fairly confident in your skills and your expertise. Unfortunately, as you make your way around a tent, the guard is right there and spots you. However, quickly you scamper back around the back of the tent. There's someone here! He yells, raising an alarm. Your next check is going to be a bit harder.
I'm used to the city.
Make me another stealth check to make your way towards the into the tent, the main tent unnoticed.
22.
22, absolutely. You skirt past a couple of these now alerted guards.
Whew!
And you make your way into the tent. You see a large chest sat at one end that appears to be the chest where they keep their clothing and other equipment as such. You also see another chest next to it. Both are locked.
Okay. I am going to go for the clothing chest.
Make me a Thieves' Tools check, which is a dex check with your proficiency. Nine. You go to pick this lock. However, your lockpick gets a bit jammed, and it kind of messes up the lock a little bit.
Ugh.
You're starting
This is
to
going about as bad as it can be.
You feel like the lock is a bit stiffer now, and it'll be harder next. And unfortunately, you feel a bead of sweat trickle down your forehead. You feel like if things keep messing up like this, you might get caught.
Now I have a thought. It's a really risky thought. But what if I hide until one of the guards comes in and opens it for me? Like getting their own clothes? That is a really risky move, but basically, like, I hide and I'll just, like, wait until somebody comes in, unlocks the chest to get their own clothes or, like, a replacement clothes from, like, the long day's work. And usually, just under the assumption that they'll leave it unlocked for a brief period of time so I can, like, grab it.
So, Beck, this particular chest is kind of like their spares.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I'm like thinking like somebody comes to get a spare because of like I don't know, muddy area.
You could
Like
wait, but you have no guarantee. Plus, it's already kind of nightfall.
Yeah.
don't
I'll just try again with the Thieves' Tools.
Alrighty.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my god.
Would you like to roll your guidance?
Yes, please.
1. Ooh.
Alright. Beck, you just barely managed to get this chest open.
Whee.
Oh, thank God.
And there's a pile of freshly laundered tabards in this chest.
They're laundering clothes.
I'll just
God.
grab one and just gently close the box.
You grab one.
Is that it?
Alright, yeah. You grab one.
Oh
and you
yeah,
close
I'm
the
gonna
chest.
fuck out of here.
Alrighty. Make me another stealth check.
Now I have another idea.
Okay.
As Beck is doing this, could I use thaumaturgy to make a really loud noise to like distract the guards somewhere else?
You're
maybe-
allowed to do that, but Beck already has advantage on stealth checks.
Okay.
I do, but you've also seen how I've been rolling.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't get double advantage.
Yeah. Stealth again? 23!
Oh my god.
Back like like a ghost in the night, you make your way back out of this, back out of the camp with the tabard in hand.
Oh, thank fucking God. Beck, with this large load of laundry, scuttles into the grass.
Well, now hold on. You said you grabbed one.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
A load of laundry, just like a bunch of laundry, probably for like anyone else's size other than Beck, which is a small creature, is just a giant load for them. Remember, I'm a small creature.
Right, but still, that's still only a single tabard that you grabbed.
I know.
So only one
I
person's
scuttle
gonna
into
get
the
in.
grass.
Alrighty, you make your way back to the party, trophy in hand.
Got it. Just like thumbs up.
Well, Broxgar, looks like you're up.
It would seem so.
Yeah. I would be way too suspicious to make my way in there.
Why would there be a fish here?
Yeah. What is a Triton doing this far inland?
God, if only Ernest was here.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'll put on the tabard.
Yeah, it's times like these where it pays to be a human.
I'm not a human. I'm a half-orc.
I know. You're half human, I guess.
Yeah.
Close enough.
I guess so in this situation. I do look mostly human. Okay. So the plan is I just walk up and try to go through?
Wait a minute.
Hello?
No, I was just thinking like I'm just gonna can I just assume that I just have like a piece of cloth on me?
Sure.
For no reason. I hand Sorry, my brain just like stopped working. I go up to Broxgar about to go in and I mime putting the mask putting the cloth on as a mask and I hand it to him.
But
I don't know if the cloth's big enough, but
I'll say sure.
you want me to wear the tabard and a mask?
Yeah.
yes.
Were there any other paladins wearing masks?
If
There were a couple, yes.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, I'll put it on.
Notably those that were handling bodies.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
I hope. Yeah.
Symphony.
Yeah.
Can you play dead?
Symphony plays dead. He drops on the floor.
Just from
Literally
standing
just
up,
collapses.
I'll just like,
ragdolls.
this probably won't be too pleasant for you, but this is probably gonna be the way I need to do this. I'm just gonna grab under Symphony's arms and begin dragging him. Which probably doesn't feel great, but I'm not just gonna throw him over my shoulder if he's supposed to be infected.
Yeah, and I do still have that fucked up leg, so could be convincing.
Yeah.
Alrighty, you are dragging a seemingly dead Symphony towards.
Before you start dragging me, guidance.
Okay.
Does that? Yeah, just because that's verbal and somatic, I want to get that off first.
You are guidanced. You are dragging a seemingly dead Symphony towards the camp. Halt. What's going on? Why were you outside of the camp?
I was told to take one of the bodies back into the city.
Okay.
Keep it in there for, the morning.
Well, yes, but why was it so far outside of the camp?
This one seemed to have gotten away, but dragging him back.
Was he the only one?
From what I can tell, yes. It would seem.
Would get it back over the wall before Forsen finds out.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, alright? So,
Go on.
I gotta go quick.
This is so stressful.
Oh my god, I'm shaking.
At this point, I'll do like a light, like I'll grab Symphony just by like the arm, and I'll start to like lightly jog while dragging him.
You get a couple like odd looks as you're going through the camp from like the other 2 or 3 people that are awake at this hour. But then they quickly look to the guard up front, who's just like, don't, like, miming, like, don't ask, just let him go.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Don't worry, guys, he's already dead.
Maybe.
There is a makeshift staircase on the built on the outside of the wall that gives you access to the top parapet.
All right, yeah, I'll
that's
go
what
up there, and I will. Okay, was the plan that I just come in here with Symphony and the other 2 stay out? Or
Yeah, I was your in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
I guess, like, while I'm around the dead bodies, I can just, like... Well, if the disease has already died off after they died, I guess I can just, like, make some medicine checks and, like, do an autopsy. While you do your thing and get a live one.
Yeah.
This is so stressful.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
No, it won't.
Next
It'll
week on
be
the Chain of
fine. I'm
Inscope.
great at lying.
Uh,
Well,
This-
Broxgar's
this-
great at lying.
Are you great at lying, Angel?
I'm not.
Well,
well, that's why you have guidance. Make
Yep.
use of it.
But yeah, I'll just go up the stairs and over. Like I'll try to I'll try to make myself look clumsy by trying to like move the body over the wall, but like I will pretend to fall over the wall with the body.
Make me a performance check.
Did I get advantage on charisma stuff, right? Because of the thing?
That
The
you
Echo's
do.
bracelet?
Yeah, you get advantage on charisma.
I actually totally forgot about that. About the charisma thing.
Yeah, the bracelet of Echo's blessing. Okay. So performance dirty 20
Nice.
with
I can't
guidance less
believe
per
this.
minute. So yeah, with a d4 22.
Alright, with a 22, you make a very convincing performance, and you hear a couple gasps from the camp. Someone's fallen into the town!
Oh god.
Oh,
And then,
no.
Shh, don't wake them up! Don't wake them up! You hear, and then one or two of the people make their way up to the top of the wall. Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm okay. Just pull me back up. Pull me back up, please.
Give me another performance check.
You understand what I'm trying to do, right?
Yes, and it's funny
Okay.
because those are not the symptoms of this.
You know, like when you fall and you like move
That's
your-
funny.
Are you
Oh my god, he's infected! Well,
Who knew Boston was a thespian?
I mean, well, they They don't know everything about the infection, so.
Oh my god, it can infect paladins! Let's get out of here!
Wait, no, don't leave me. Am I infected? No.
And the award for best actor goes to. Holy
Yes, you are now inside of this town.
Okay.
You,
I'll just like pick Symphony up and put him on his feet. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Symphony is gonna like take out like a spare rag and try to make that into a makeshift mask.
I'm smart.
I would like.
Well, I figured worst comes to worst, if one of us gets infected, we'll just leave immediately and then we'll be used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like both of you to make me a con save at advantage.
Oh no.
15. Oh boy.
Oh no.
15.
Alrighty.
Well, we're either both fine or we're both infected.
It seems like everything.
The way, double the test subjects.
But yes, you are now inside of this town. It all looks, on first glance, the town looks absolutely normal. Buildings are still standing, everything seems fine, and then you notice that there's, a bunch of bodies on the ground, especially near the gate, with big old spikes coming out of their faces.
How do the spikes look? Are they like rough spikes, or are they like smooth, kind of like porcupine spikes, just maybe a bit longer? Like, how do they look?
Yeah, they are thin but smooth, black spikes. They look to be I'm not sure if I'm using this word right, but calcified in nature, kind of like almost like bone when you look at them.
Okay.
But
like bone or more like horn material?
Can I make a medicine check?
more like bone.
More like bone? Okay. Interesting.
What are you checking with your
Equally
medicine check?
horrifying.
So, I used to be more like religion, which I'm thinking like a lot of weird shit in the world happens to be like the byproduct of the gods. I'm wondering, is there like a minor or major deity that has some sort of connection to these spikes?
Go ahead and make me a religion check.
Yeah, like if the spikes are kind of like a symbol or like an omen.
You don't think so. The only thing you could possibly think of is maybe the crow, because he makes everything. But it's not like a definitive symbol of him. It's more just like he literally creates everything, so he probably created this at some point. Whether he's causing it now, though, you have...
Alright. Let's get away from the bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably for the best.
Let's like find some townsfolk. Maybe talk to them.
Make me an investigation check, whoever would like to.
I'll let you take the lead on this one.
Yeah, you do that.
Listen, if I had rolled that, it would have been a 2.
Try anyway, please.
All right. I'll try. Investigation. 10.
See, much better.
You guys are wandering through this, like, seemingly empty town. It takes you probably a solid hour, but then finally you find someone. It's a young woman. She is kind of like sitting with her back to a wall in like this kind of side alley. She's just kind of sitting there. kind of staring blankly ahead. There are several spikes coming out of each of her shoulders, although they're noticeably shorter than the ones on the dead bodies at the front gate.
I'll like bend down next to her, like wave my hand in front of my face, like anybody home? You still alive? I think this one's dead. Oh, hello?
And she coughs up a congealed kind of bit of blood.
So I was right with the coughing. Okay.
More like there was, stuff in her throat, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. For now.
How much longer do you think you can hold on?
Top 10 things you never want to hear from a doctor.
Can you last till morning?
Don't know. And as you're talking with her, one of the spikes noticeably grows about a half inch. And she screws up her eyes in pain as it does.
What's your name?
Yeah, do that.
Lorala.
Lorala? All right, Lorala. When's the last time you saw somebody else alive?
She painfully kind of raises up her arm and points it to the building across the way. And there others.
Are they doing better or worse than you?
Don't know. Haven't
You got any questions?
seen them since yesterday.
How long have you been sitting here?
Yesterday.
Well, damn.
Symphony whispers to Rockscar, I think she might be a bit too far gone. And make our way over to where she was pointing. There's maybe there are more people who are a bit more lively. How you say? I think she might be a bit too.
Maybe. Walla, right? Laura?
Lorala.
Lorala. My apologies. What do you do for a living? Before all this started.
It's a potion maker.
A potion maker. Alright, what do you think is happening to you right now? You made potions, you're probably decently intelligent, right? It's not an easy thing to do.
Healing potions didn't work.
Okay.
Well, Lorala, we're some traveling doctors with the what did they call themselves? Like the Red X?
The red, yeah, they're the Red X.
The Red X. We have a doctor outside the walls who is attempting to create a cure, but he needs a live specimen. We don't know how much longer you have or how much longer the town as a whole has, but perhaps you can still do some good before simply just sort of gestures to everything. And I'll, yeah. And can I make a medicine check to try and ease her pain?
go ahead and make a medicine check.
19.
So you're like studying her to try to see if there's anything you can do about this. But then you kind of notice something when you're looking at her. There's something kind of near her nose and her mouth. You think you recognize it, but it's on the tip of your tongue. Make me a nature check.
Ooh. I am not good at that. 13.
It kind of looks like fungal spores.
Oh, fun.
Alright.
Lorala, I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you want to die?
No.
I didn't think so. You've got familiarity with knowledge or the potions, knowledge of that stuff.
Would you know-
Familiarity with knowledge.
What would you know about and Symphony is sort of squinting at her nose area about fungal spores and diseases? This isn't exactly my field of expertise.
Sorry, that was me coughing, not her. Don't.
Nature, that is.
Fungal. Mushrooms. Spread fast. My brother.
Who's your brother?
Do you know where he is?
Was in town.
Would his name happen to be Lucas?
And she can't. She's like having trouble speaking, but she just kind of nods her head.
Perfect.
Okay. We saw her spikes grow a little bit. Like how close is she to like having her spikes be the like same length as like the ones who are dead?
Probably a good like 4 or 5 inches.
Okay. So I'm trying to get like a perspective because I can't like as Angel see this, but Broxigar can. So like if you had to put it like a percentage of the way, like growth, like the end being the length of the spikes we saw in the dead people, like how far along does she seem to be?
So, just based on the length alone, you'd say maybe halfway.
Halfway. All right.
But notice one thing that Symphony notices along with that medicine check is that all of Lorala's spikes are kind of like in her arms. There's none coming out of her face or her torso.
Oh. That's good. Well, not good, but it's better than it could be.
Probably. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's different.
Non-vital organs. It's not around
Yeah.
them, so she's got longer.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
Do you
try
want
and
to
get
take her?
Say you take her. You look like the paladin. I'll just try and make myself look like a doctor who you're you look like a paladin who can't be infected. I look like a doctor who could be infected, like has that possibility. So I'm gonna hang back. You carry her,
Okay.
and we'll say we're bringing her to a nearby camp for testing or something.
I've got like a blanket or something with my bedroll, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's got like no spikes in her face or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. I'm just gonna like kind of like pick her up. What would it be called? Like bridal carry or whatever. And like put the blanket over her so her face is showing, but it's covering like her arms that like have the spikes on them. All right. Hopefully we can get by. She's got no spikes on her face. I could say that we found her wandering a bit too close. She doesn't seem to have any symptoms, but I knocked her out.
Yeah, that's much better than what I had in mind.
What were you gonna say? You know what? Maybe it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should probably do our best to get back as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't have a lot of time. And if she dies on our way back, then that's a lot of time wasted.
Yeah.
All
Do
right.
we have to make like another Constitution save by
No.
now? Okay.
Oh, that means we. Oh fuck.
That's either good or bad.
Uh-oh.
I feel like that's probably more likely to be bad than good.
Like,
But
it's okay.
I guess we'll find out. I'll look over Symphony. How's he looking? Does he look okay?
He doesn't look any different.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
Alrighty, you guys make your way back towards the front gate.
Making away.
Making our way downtown.
It is at this point that you remember it is barred from the outside.
Shit.
And looking around, it looks like all of the catwalks all the stairs and ladders up to the catwalks have been torn down.
Oh yeah, they don't want people escaping the city.
Huh.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm open to ideas.
I just need to go through the cleric spell list real quick.
Okay.
Beck and Praxen,
Yep.
How high is the wall?
two partners, have been gone for a decent amount of time.
Shit.
Is there anything else that you guys would like to do?
Huh.
Is there anything we really can do? I honestly had no real. I honestly had no real place in this plan. I'm just here.
Oh, this is your opportunity.
Thing to do.
Yeah, there doesn't really much.
I think the safest thing to do is wait, because like we can't hear any I assume we can't hear like any commotion or like a fight or anything like that.
Make me perception checks.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that works. Let's see. Shit, no, that's way too high.
19. Like, if I'm not hearing anything concerning or suspicious or like a fight or yelling or stuff like that.
We can only assume that everything's going according to plan.
Yeah.
At best.
Praxen?
Oh, we're doing. I'm rolling too. Sorry.
Yep.
Prepare for horrible roll. Okay, with modest.
Beck, you heard when Braxgar fell in, and they yelled, "Oh God, paladins can be infected." That's all you heard.
Yeah, from what I would think is just like Broxigar did something stupid. Like it's concerning and like Beck jumped a little bit, but like after they thought about it for a moment, it's just like Broxigar doing something stupid, but everything else seems fine.
Okay.
I just think like my thought like as Beck is like I think Beck is pretty patient. Like they're pretty impatient, but they can like sit and wait. So if they don't hear anything of concern and nothing seems to be going wrong, I think they'll just wait.
Okay, so I went through the cleric spell list, and I thought clerics had access to Mold Earth. They do not. So, and that was supposed to be my exit plan.
Oh no.
So, the best I got is getting a shovel and digging under the wall.
That's going to take far too long. This woman's going to be dead before we do that. How tall is the wall?
10 feet.
10 feet? That's it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, Symphony. I'm going to have to boost you over the wall.
Alright. How long is that? 20 foot sphere. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. And before we do this, I will use my racial feature to cast Fog Cloud. Yeah. And then this will just sort of cover us.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, like, you know, it's evening, it's cold, like, some fog's probably gonna roll in at some point, so... This probably won't be too suspicious. I hope.
Make me a nature check to make it look natural.
2.
Alright, it is a very cylindrical fog cloud.
Oh, fuck.
Well, this is not suspicious. Alright, I'm gonna boost you over, and I'm gonna try and climb over myself after that. You ready?
Ready.
Alright.
Alrighty, you guys are able to get each other up over the wall, and you're able to get Lorala as well.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys got pretty decent.
Okay, as soon as we get far enough away, I'm dropping that fog cloud.
Alright.
Yeah, okay.
How are you getting back over the other side of the wall?
We're already over the wall.
You guys got on top of the wall.
No, like after we got away from the wall. But,
Okay. Is
what if we
the
just...
wall like thick, and we have to like walk to the other end of the wall, or is it just like?
Well, here's my question: is you guys got to the top? Are you like jumping off of it, or are you going back to the staircase, or what?
Y'all have rope, right?
I do have rope. I think. Hold on.
Yeah, okay,
I do.
I've
I've got 50 feet of rope.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to know what your plan was for that. Gonna go through the camp or not?
Yeah, no, not going to the camp. That's
Sus.
That's a bit
among us.
Yeah, it's a bit such a Simogus.
Alrighty. Praxton, you have disadvantage on your next skill check because of that.
Wait, what?
No, not Praxton. Fuck. Symphony.
I was about to say.
I'm just looking at the list and my eyes flicked to Praxton for some reason. Symphony.
Okay.
You have the opposite of inspiration.
Okay.
Like, I'm just here. I have no involvement in this plan. I'm just here.
You guys are able to get Lorala back to Lucas.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'll just try to like move fairly quickly, getting her back. as soon as we arrive at like Lucas's place, I will like set her down, and I will immediately start like looking at Symphony to see if he's got any signs of infection.
Make me a medicine check.
And I will do the same to Rockstar.
Ditto, medicine check. 12?
Normal medicine. That one.
Alrighty. Neither of you see any signs of infection on each other.
Not yet.
Look at it this
Uh-oh.
way. If we look at it this way, if we manage to succeed and he makes a cure, you won't really have much to worry about. If you do get infected.
Yeah.
Ah, perfect. Excellent. I shall get to work right away. This goes in, gathers his tools, begins taking samples. He cuts off a little bit of one of the spikes with a small saw. Takes all these different samples and begins working and messing with all kinds of alchemical solutions.
All right. At this point, I'm gonna like go over to Lorala, just see if she's still conscious.
She is conscious, but just like very like kind of out of it. Exhausted.
Hey, Lorala, I'm gonna need you to stay awake. All right. I know you're tired. I need your help for this. All right. You're good with potions. Your brother's here. He's gonna help you, and you're gonna help him make more of this cure for everybody else. All right. I know it's a lot to ask with what you're going through.
Where's...
I'll like hold her up just so like she can like sit up for a second and see him.
That's not my brother.
You said your brother was Lucas, didn't you?
So at this point, you notice that this Lucas is a human and she's an elf.
I mean, could fuck.
I mean, to be fair.
I'm so
also,
sorry.
Like, in
We are not smart.
Also, you probably could have told by Lucas' reaction, like, "Oh my God, it's my sister," but no, it's just like, "Oh yes, look, good, put it on the table. I'll get to work."
What are the odds?
Yeah, small world.
Really small world. That's not your brother?
Well, shit.
I'm so sorry.
He's probably still traveling.
He probably is. Listen, we're still gonna need your help, alright? This man, he's gonna make the cure for you. You're gonna get better. But he's only one person. There's not a lot of people here who can help him out with making potions and cures for everybody else. Alright? Gotta stay awake, alright? We get through this.
Make me a charisma check.
Alright. Is this still at advantage?
Yeah.
Alright. $17?
You see a little bit of color, go back into her face. She's still, really fucked up, but she's, fighting.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you're not gonna die. I know 5 minutes ago you thought, oh, I'm dying, You're not gonna die. You're gonna be okay. I'm just trying to give her some hope to hold on to.
All right, let's try this. And Lucas pulls up a vial of brownish yellow liquid.
Shit, that was real fast. You worked good.
Indeed. Well, I had already done some of the work ahead of time.
Yeah, just
Good
needed a
try.
little bit left, right? So
Absolutely. And let's hope it works. And he pours it into her mouth.
better fucking work.
Five minutes goes by. 10. 30. Lucas is still fiddling around with concoctions, especially you can hear him muttering to himself, and spikes aren't going away. It's a good or bad sign. But after about 2 hours, Florala sits up. Oh god, my head.
How are you feeling?
Better?
Good enough to start helping make potions yet?
Probably.
Good enough for me. All
Are
right.
the spikes still there? Oh, they're, well, already grown, so, I mean, you are cured, but, can't exactly remove, bone, can we? Yeah. Sorry about that. But you're not dying anymore. Oh, okay.
Well,
this
you're
is
gonna be
weird.
okay, kid. Let's go.
Hmm.
And they continue to work throughout the night, to make more potions.
Hey, Broxgar, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling like that was an absolute win.
I was more like feeling how is your body feeling, not how you feeling mentally, but that's good too,
I mean, I'm a little bit
keep it
tired. It's pretty late,
Yeah.
but I mean, what do you mean?
Do you feel like spiky at all? Is all?
Hey, Beck and
Oh.
Braxton,
Yeah.
Yeah.
make me con saves.
Oh, okay. Alright, where's the con?
Oh god.
Con save.
One.
Yay!
no.
Misery! I blame the
Misery.
two of you.
Alright,
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
good to know. Broxgar and Symphony, you guys still feel fine.
Okay.
Joy. Anyway.
Oh, on topic of massive misfortune, I'm just gonna redeem this real quick.
Why?
Roll me a D100, please.
I hate you. I hate you. Cat, I'm gonna go over there, wherever you live, and smack you.
41.
41.
I will come over there, and I will smack you.
I want you to do it.
Ooh, what is
I am
this?
afraid. I am deeply afraid.
Oh god, it's a wall of text.
Oh, that's good.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Why is my lip bleeding? Ah,
Huh?
ow.
Excuse me?
Sorry, my lip is bleeding for some reason. I don't know why. Ah.
That's not good.
I don't know. Maybe it's like a bad omen or something. I don't know. Maybe the universe is trying to tell me something.
Maybe.
You think?
Maybe.
By the way, support the Mon team. They're doing a real great job. We enjoyed the mods in this house.
Yeah.
It means your character was gonna die.
All of our characters are gonna die.
The plague! The plague!
Okay.
Wait, had
So you all make your way. You know, the night goes on. Lucas and Lorala make many doses of this potion. It's, morning comes. Beck and Praxin.
joy.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
Am I gonna be spiky?
Creak. What if I get like spikes on my knuckle?
I don't know. That would probably hurt.
Would it be cool?
It would also hurt.
Like Wolverine?
No, those are claws. I'm talking about just spikes. It's kind of like just ingrown brass knuckles.
Yeah, like Wolverine.
Me,
Who's
right.
Wolverine?
Like the animal, Wolverine.
Oh yeah. Kinda, yeah.
You each take 8 piercing damage
Ow.
as spikes erupt from your body.
Ow!
Your maximum
Uh.
hit points are reduced by 8.
Okay, so 35 minus 8. 27, got it.
You are, however, able to get immediately cured by Lucas.
Yay.
And as the infection was fresh, these spikes quickly dissolve upon taking
Oh,
the
thank
potion.
fucking god.
Yeah, I wasn't too worried because you know we're in the process of someone actually making a cure, so like it wouldn't be.
Okay, but
I mean,
does the
At least it
max
works.
HP go back up?
Not until your next long rest.
Okay.
Praxin.
Oh wait, that was for. Oh, that was for.
Oh no, that was for
Beck.
both of you, but
Okay. Yeah.
one of the spikes remains.
Oh.
It is
Oh. Oh, no.
jutting from your left elbow. And your maximum HP will remain dropped by 2. You can thank Kat for that.
Oh, thanks a lot, Cat. Fuck you.
You
So that means-
are-
Well
Uh,
then.
Oh, so that. Oh wait, do we? Wait, I remember I had that like the +5 imaginary hit point. Do I just get rid of that now? I've been like long gone.
Actually, I'll say your maximum HPs go back to normal for both of you, except for Braxton's, whose are permanently -2, as you are cursed with lingering dagger spores.
What?
That's the name of the infection, by the way.
Oh wait, but also question. I still have like those +5 imaginary hit points. Do I just get rid of that because I think that was from last session?
Imaginary hit points?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, it was
Oh,
from Aid.
yeah, get rid of those.
Okay, so 35 minus 2, that would be 33. 33 hit points.
I gave your curse to them already, Dragon. Just gotta wait.
What?
What?
Is it my bracelet?
No, that was a different curse.
Ah.
You guys have been
Apparently
cursed a
another
lot. It's
one.
great.
Yeah,
What do
you made it so fucking cheap.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I changed it to only once per session now, but yeah.
Oh, we only get cursed once per session now. Awesome.
Oh thank
Yeah.
god.
No, you can redeem it again. It's once per person per session.
Oh,
Maybe.
shit, that's not what it's.
I don't
Why
know.
couldn't-
Maybe at
why-
least make the curse like more expensive than.
Why can't you
Wait,
just make it so
what
that?
does send aid do again?
Why can't you make it? Why can't you make it so that Cat had no right to curse his own game?
Yeah.
His own game?
Oh, send aid will give the party a common or uncommon magic item.
Okay, Okay.
But
Let me just
I'll
redeem
reserve
that to balance this out.
So we have a cure, thank God. The squirrel is no longer spiky.
So I just have this giant spike just jutting out of my shoulder, out of my elbow.
You just have a piece of bone.
Wait, hold
Let's hope it stays that
Did-
way.
Wait,
Probably
did-
won't.
Wait, didn't my character already have like spikes jutting out of his elbow though? Hold on.
Yeah, well, now
You
you
just
have
make
a,
it bigger.
now you
Yeah,
have
just
a
ha- I-
magical
I-
mushroom one.
Alright. I could slash people with that.
It's on your elbow.
So, if it's long enough, I can just like stabby. I can elbow people into the gut.
Hell yeah.
I already have like I already have like horn. I already have like horns on actual horns on my elbow. Now I just have a giant shard of bone.
Hey, Cat, maybe make me another D100 roll.
Why do you
Okay.
wish for it to suffer?
This time he's giving you guys a good magic item. Besides, almost everything that's cursed you so far has also given you benefit.
71.
I mean, I guess
71.
that's true. I gain a new natural weapon with an elbow blade. Now imagine with enough force, someone could break it off, and that'd be extremely painful to his bone.
Ooh. This is interesting.
I'm afraid.
Braxton.
Hmm?
As the curse afflicts your body, you feel an itching on the same arm.
Oh.
As you are gifted a boon. You gain an Eldritch Claw tattoo.
Oh shit.
Now, this does take up an attunement slot. But
Hey, what? Oh fuck. Ooh.
this is the effect of the tattoo.
Tattoo attunement and to this item. You need to hold the needle to the skin. Magical strike when the tattoo is on your skin. Your unarmed strike will be considered magical for the purpose of overcoming immunity. Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So where do I put it on the character sheet?
You'll make it a feature. Kind of
Oh,
like-
okay. Feet. Efficiencies.
All right, and that is actually, unless anybody else has anything they'd like to do tonight, that is actually where we're going to leave it for tonight. With next session being how you're going to convince the paladins not to exterminate the town.
Fine!
Yay!
Oh god! Alright!
Oh boy. That'll be fun.
This is
Real lucky you guys picked up a potion maker and didn't leave her there.
Yeah.
Real lucky! Oh,
That's not
like
lucky
a
we didn't
stressful
leave her there.
session.
We are not
though.
very smart.
Whoever said we were smart. Actually, I have a question for the entire party.
What is
Who
it?
has the highest intelligence modifier? Not modifier. Who has the highest intelligence here?
I have 12.
Probably you.
10.
I have base 12 with one modifier of intelligence.
7.
10, 12, 7. I have 17.
Yeah,
You have 17 in intelligence and only 15 in dex?
14 index.
14 in
That's
dex?
even worse.
You're a rogue. What?
I don't remember what my thought was.
I mean- Smart scroll.
Wait, so what is
I
this
don't.
thing?
I actually don't remember what my thought was. Like putting my
What?
17 in dex, but
You mean intelligence?
Yes.
I mean, did you at least use your ASI to bump up Dex?
Mm.
So what are the
We're
streets
level
called again?
4.
So what
I
are the
don't remember what I did.
so what is the name of the thing that Cat gifted to me?
It is the Eldritch Claw Tattoo.
Oh.
Makes unarmed strikes real good.
Yep, you get your unarmed strikes are now +1 magic weapons, and as a bonus action, you can deal an additional for 1 minute. You can deal an additional 1d6 force damage with those melee attacks, and you can hit creatures up to 15 feet away with them.
Yeah.
Now what source would that be? Would that be a feat or would that be other?
Other.
Or would that matter? Other.
Other.
Got it. Alright, source type. Source type doesn't matter in this scenario.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I miss these. They were
Yeah.
good.
We made cursing the party way too fucking cheap.
You keep cursing the party way too often.
I changed it.
Yeah, I don't think the player should be able to redeem that. Cat does that one a little bit too much.
I do.
Hey, you guys could be redeeming the good ones.
Hey, to be
It's
fair,
not my fault.
am
I
at
totally
fault.
forgot that existed.
I am also at fault here because I also cursed the party one time and it cursed me. So
Yeah, well, yeah.
I made
Yeah.
my
On you,
bed
fam.
and now I gotta lie in it. I'm just saying I'm part of the problem. Don't just yell at Cat.
I'm a little bit worried about what the curse for this fucking Echo bracelet is.
Oh yeah, that reminds me.
Oh no.
There we go.
Oh.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Now I really have to read it. Now I really have to redraw a praction one day, especially with all like the new stuff, like the bone, like especially like the bone elbow, like the bone blade on the elbow, the claw tattoo. And it's a lot of shit I need to add to praction now. I gotta draw
Yeah,
them again.
because they pointed it out, and it gets redeemed too often, so I made it more expensive, and also can only be done once per stream now.
Okay, that's fair.
I still have enough channel points to curse the party, but alright.
Don't.
I know I'm not. I'll wait. I'll wait.
I have enough channel points to become an NPC.
I'm an NPC.
I know Nick's winning, saving up for that one too. You
Didn't
would've
Nick
had
already
enough-
do that one?
You would have had enough to do it already, but he put so much into the Uwu challenge.
Oh. Alright. Is there anything else that you need me here for? Because I have not had a chance to just relax all day, so I'm gonna head out.
Yeah. Yeah, good stream, everybody.
Yee!
pretty
Thank
fun.
you!
Yay.
Thank you for running the session,
I can't-
JK.
I can't
course.
wait for the next session where we have Direct to join us after everything that
boy.
happened. Like
Oh,
Direct
yeah.
is just probably sleeping. Like Ernest is just probably sleeping back at the end, and we finally make our way. Wait, is Ernest still at the end?
I like to
No,
imagine.
Ernest, like...
Okay, so I like to imagine when like a player is not here to play their character that they're just T-posing. They're just floating T-posing.
Ernest has been like just face in his book the entire time, just not paying
Or-
attention to anybody else.
Yeah, when a player character is not being played, they just either are like floating T-posing or just become like that faceless NPC that just does nothing but follow you around.
They just come in a livid NPC. Have you heard the high elves?
Oh my god. Anyway, Kenny, thank you for the game. I'm gonna head out. I'm really tired.
Alrighty, have a good night, Coda.
Bye!
Thank
Good one,
you
bud.
all again for coming. Thank you, Red Panders Bear and Rainy Raccoon for the follows. And we will, unless something stupid happens, see you guys next week.
Yay.
Bye-bye.
I'm something stupid.